Alright, and we are live here on YouTube for some NASCAR Cup Series action. Welcome on in. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. If you guys are, feel free to leave a like and subscribe if you guys are new. But yeah, we're going to be getting right into this one. The NASCAR Cup Series rolls into not Las Vegas, Nashville. But yeah, we're getting ready for this one. Getting everything settled, trying to get the leaderboard lined up correctly because for whatever reason they put a stupid ad right in the middle of the screen. Like, let me tell you this. An ad there is not making me, is not making it more possible for me to go to a Cracker Barrel and get your campfire chicken. And two, it is definitely not making me a big fan of considering going the hour and a half away to my nearest Cracker Barrel that is, I think, going out of business. All right, but yeah, there we go. I do like Cracker Barrel, though. I will say that much. And I'm loving the fact that we actually have Cracker Barrel sponsoring. And it's like no hate on what's its name, Ally as a sponsor. But when it comes to a sponsor for a NASCAR event, one, Cracker Barrel makes all too much sense because I feel like almost every NASCAR fan is familiar with Cracker Barrel, if not already pretty much addicted to the place anyway. But also, I think having sponsors that NASCAR fans can go out and support directly is 100 times better than having 8 or 9 corporate sponsors that are really only there for the business relationship of being partnered with NASCAR and being able to send high ticket clients to the track. Because that's the thing with a lot of these companies, especially Ally, where Ally, I don't know how many consumers they're actually reaching, but I'm going to say there are a lot of companies that aren't designed to make the money off of the off their NASCAR partnership through actually partnering with NASCAR and reaching the fans. So, yeah, that's kind of one of those big things that just annoys me is when I'm not a big fan of business-to-business sponsors. I'm glad that they exist because they help fund the sport, but I just feel like there's so many other options. Like the Mahindra Tractors, Kings Hawaiians of the sport are great. Compared to stuff like the Fraternal Order of Eagles that used to sponsor, or even like some of these insurance sponsors. Where it's like most of the time they're there more so just to throw their logo on there and then bring high-paying customers to the track. Just going through my cards real quick. Let's see. But yeah, so we got ourselves a pretty good race, though. Nashville Superspeedway, we are keyed up, and of course we got a bot already in here. Get them out of here. I gotta love that I have to ban 8 or 9 of them per race. And they always seem to come back, so I guess we'll have to wait and see see how long it takes for the next one to show up. But yeah, welcome on in. Alright, so there we go. Again, we're just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. We got 12 people hanging out in chat. Thank you guys for everybody that's popping on in here. We are going to go ahead and get the TV broadcast up. Give me a second. And by TV broadcast, of course, I do mean Prime, because this race, as I'm sure people have already figured out, is going to be exclusively on Amazon Prime. Come on. Skip the round ads. Alright, so welcome on in, though. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. And Nashville. Watch live. Alright, come on. Hey Kenneth, how's it going? Doing fantastic. Let's go racing in 9 winning tonight. Alright, well, certainly, certainly possible. I've got Kyle Larson winning personally, but I would not be shocked if a Hendrick car goes and wins this one tonight. And another bot. Are you kidding me? Come on. We're only like 30 minutes. We're what? 6.5 minutes into the stream. And we're already 2 bots down. But yeah, so there we go. And they're getting they're getting all the drivers nicely sat into their in their cars. Ross Chastain, last week's race winner in the Coke 600 after starting shotgun on the field. So there we go. Again, welcome on in. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Last year's Nashville winner after 5 overtimes was Joey Logano, who led only 9 laps all night, and he wins in after 5 consecutive overtimes. Yep, that is a race I do not like to go back and remember. 1, because it was Joey Logano winning, and 2, because 5 overtimes I think is absurdly ridiculous. Like, I don't feel like overtime had really been... Or I don't feel like a lot of people had complained too much about overtime consistently, because of the fact that, well, at least it only usually goes 1, maybe 2 attempts to guarantee a green flag finish. But when you have 5 straight overtimes, at that point, you just throw the checkers rather than re-racking them a 4th or 5th time. I mean, I'm a big fan of 3 strikes and you're out. So you get 3 attempts to finish the race under green. If you can't seem to figure that out, then the race probably doesn't deserve to finish under green at that point. Alright, so there we go. But yeah, that's all my opinion, but yeah, that's at least the way I feel about it, is that I don't mind 1, maybe 2 attempts at overtime, especially to help try and guarantee a green flag finish, because, oh boy, we know the fans will complain if they don't get their green flag finish that they asked for. Another bot. Come on, man. I don't like putting the chat on subscribers only mode, but subscriber only mode is basically the only way to guarantee that these bots don't keep infecting the chat. Hey Rebecca, how's it going? I'm a 9 fan, but on your side tonight. Hey, again, I don't dislike Chase Elliott in the least. I might jokingly call him Golden Boy or other kind of joking terms, but again, I genuinely think Chase Elliott succeeding isn't good for the Cup Series as a whole. So, anything that's good for the Cup Series, I will absolutely support, even if it's not my favorite thing in the world. Because the more NASCAR succeeds, the more everything else. Rising tide raises all boats, that kind of metaphor. And if NASCAR becomes more popular, so will every single channel on YouTube covering the NASCAR Cup Series. And the more every single channel on YouTube starts to rise and all the other social media platforms, it also helps boost NASCAR's popularity and can get us back to at least somewhat where we were in the mid to late 2010s. I'm not even talking about trying to get back to the highs of the early to mid 2000s, because I genuinely think that there is a height there that I don't think is achievable in the current media landscape, just because of how everything is these days. But I certainly would like to see us get the NASCAR Cup Series back to where we were. Yeah, because I felt like we were building towards something really cool in the 2010s. Then 2020 put a massive hamper on things with limiting practice. Honestly, NASCAR should have a streaming platform or something. Let's say, who's the backup driver if Denny leaves tonight? It is Truex. Not Martin, but Ryan Truex is the relief driver. So Martin Truex Jr.'s brother, Ryan Truex, is listed as the backup driver if Denny Hamlin does have to leave. And yeah, for anyone who doesn't know, the reason why Denny Hamlin may or may not have to leave is that his wife is on baby watch. So if she does have to go into labor, Denny Hamlin will have to pull the car into pit road and go get on a plane so he can get back there in time for his son to be born. So obviously, it's a big life moment for him, and absolutely, I honestly, and again, I'm not saying this to be negative to Denny Hamlin, because I actually quite like him. If I was him, just call it now, let Ryan Truex start the race, or just run to the first caution flag. Run to the first caution flag, then go be with your wife. That way you get the points and the credit for having started the race. Because if you start the race, NASCAR can't say anything about can't say, oh, well, you didn't earn those points, and points towards that regular season championship are going to be crucial. Now, if it ends up being an overreaction, then yeah, it kind of looks a little bit silly on you, but again, personally, if I'm him, I would not want a chance missing that big moment of the birth of your kid. So that would be my opinion, at least, but obviously every single person is going to approach that differently. But one thing we are not approaching differently is cars rolling out onto the track. Let's go racing. Let's go. One of the best sights in all of sports. The engines being fired and cars rolling to the grid. So there we go. I am so excited for this. Honestly, the Amazon Prime races have been some of the best races on the year. Or at least last week's race was absolutely up there for one of the best races, and the tone that they set, the way they set the stage for the races, it feels like you're watching a big game event, which feels weird because Fox has plenty of experience covering big game events. They even have plenty of experience making NASCAR feel like a big event. Why could they not do that this year? I think a lot of that chalks up to the fact that I don't know how much they really care about NASCAR at this point. So, all right, so there we go. Again, we're just chilling out here. Hopefully, everybody's having a good time. All right, so there we go. So again, Denny Hamlin is starting the race right now. He is in the car. He's currently lined up on the outside of the front row with Chase Briscoe to his inside. Chase Briscoe is your pole sitter for tonight. William Byron and Tyler Reddick will make up row number 2. And say, I love that number 24. We got Ross Chastain, last week's worst to first winner, alongside Brad Keselowski. Christopher Bell and Michael McDowell making up row number 4. Let's go, McDowell. Come on. Let's go, 71. Would love to see if Mike McDowell gets to victory lane tonight, you will see a party like no other. Joe Logano and Chris Buescher will round out your top 5 rows. But yeah. Oh man, that Raptor car looks sick. I mean, usually their Raptor car is like the dark gray with that hideous lime green that I'm not really a fan of. That Raptor car, that Raptor high heat car, is beautiful. Wow. I mean, I normally don't get too caught up over a paint scheme, but man, that is a really cool looking car. And I'm totally not saying that because I just really like the colors red and black. Nope. Definitely not just because of that, but yeah, red and black do look really good. Need any more examples? Just look around my channel. There's a few red and black things around there, so there we go. Austin Cindric and Ryan Blaney will be on row 8. Row 9, we've got A.J. Allmendinger, who is having an amazing season alongside Justin Haley. Ryan Preece and Josh Berry in row number 10. Ryan Preece trying to race potentially for his career because the charter that is being lent there. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no, no, no. Give me 1 second. I know who to call. Give me a second. I actually have somebody at the track this week, so. Alright, so there we go. Because, one of our people from the podcast is actually down there on pit road. She works in and around the media, so she's actually down there on pit road, so hopefully we can get some weather updates from her. So, massive thanks to Stephanie, by the way, for those eventual rain updates that I'm sure will be coming, but we are getting ready for this one. We got 16 people hanging out in chat. Thank you guys for everybody that decided to spend a portion of your very valuable Sunday evening here with us as they are getting through the last couple of rows of the grid. Corey Heim starting all the way back in row 17, driving the 67 car here tonight. Corey Heim would have been a great backup driver to have for Denny Hamlin if he wasn't already in the race, but he's in the race, so he can't act as the backup driver. And J.J. Yaley, who Fanatics actually had a J.J. Yaley fan package that you could bet on you could bet on a J.J. Yaley win stacked with a J.J. Yaley top 30, top 10, top 5, and top 3, along with a J.J. Yaley fastest lap award. I don't know if they're smoking or if they're just trying to catch all the people who are smoking or just very much addicted to gambling by offering this crazy line. I mean, yeah, you could probably put $1 down and probably win millions, but let's just be honest. J.J. Yaley in the 44 car is not winning this race with the fastest lap award. I don't care how crazy you are. That ain't happening. So here we go. Race breakdown. We are going 90 laps, 95 laps, and then the remainder to lap 300, which will be 400 miles. There we go. Yeah, I know, CeeLo was in the pits last night. Yep. All right, here we go. Pace cars off. Field in the hands of the Joe Gibbs Racing teammates. Briscoe and Hamlin lead them down to the green flag, and we are green. Green flag is out. We are racing here at Nashville. So there it is. The green flag is dropped. Yeah, Briscoe able to clear his teammate fairly easily. Oh, Hamlin tries to jump to the bottom, but not able to get there as William Byron has filled the gap. But it looks like that outer lane actually going to perform well enough there that Hamlin will be able to clear from the outside and then move down in front of Byron. As everybody's starting to get single filed out really quickly here, and a couple of guys poking out to that outside to see if there's a little bit of extra grip there. Michael McDowell currently the only driver currently side by side for a position inside the top 10. And oh no! Why is AJ Allmendinger on pit road? No! AJ Allmendinger, a stop and go penalty. I didn't realize that AJ Allmendinger had a pit road penalty. Oh no. AJ Allmendinger, a great start. He's been running really well throughout the season. And now he has a a stop-and-go penalty in his pit box and will lose a lap. That is a disastrous penalty there for AJ Allmendinger. I had not realized. I knew he had gotten some kind of inspection penalty. I assumed it would be a loss of a lot of points coming up later. And oh, Kyle Larson's in trouble. Are you kidding me? Kyle Larson in trouble here, backing up to the back of the field. Not sure what the problem is here for Larson, but he just lost 5 spots there. He's back up to speed now, but that was insane. Things happen fast here in the NASCAR Cup Series. Let's see. Did he tag the fence or something? Oh, he nearly got wrecked by a weird stack up behind the 54 and in front of the 38. The 38 got to his rear bumper just after he lifted to try and get there. And Ross Chastain nearly loses it too out while inside the top 10. He still hangs on inside the 9th position, but it is certainly chaos out here, so. All right, so we got ourselves a pretty good race going here, though. 9 top 10 finishes this season, tied with Christopher Bell for the most in the series. There we go. Again, the biggest reason why I picked Kyle Larson is the fact that he tends to bounce back from disappointing days with pretty commanding results. I mean, look at Darlington earlier this year. He spins out, crashes very early in that race, comes back to absolutely whop the field at Bristol for 400 or 500 laps or whatever it was at Bristol. I think it was 500 laps at Bristol. The Busch Light car is pretty sweet. Yeah, that one's pretty cool too. But yeah, I can't wait. By next week, I should be moved into the new studio by next week. By the way, guys, it was actually going to be this week if it wasn't for needing some paint, a little bit more painting to be done. Painting the trim that just got put on. So yeah, we should be in the new studio by next week, hopefully. He says with all the lack of confidence in the world. But, yeah, so looking forward to that. Hopefully you guys will be too. And then we'll be able to have my Kevin Harvick standee helping call the race here. Because I do have a full-size Kevin Harvick cardboard cutout that's still in my studio. So he'll hopefully be able to join us in the new studio. But, yeah, so far, though, in this race, we're closing in on 10 laps completed here. Briscoe has led them all from the drop of the green. Currently holds about a half-second lead over Hamlin. Then another half-second back to Byron. Everybody's spread out by about a half a second. Reddick about a half-second behind Byron. Bell another half-second back. And then that's where you get to your first full-second gap between 5th and 6th with Bell and Elliott. Separated by about a second total. But, yeah, it's definitely an interesting one. Corey Heim's already moved up from the 17th row up into spot 24. I mean, that's not bad at all. I mean, moving from outside the top 30 to knocking on the door of the top 20, I will absolutely take that any day of the week. So there we go. Bubba Wallace knocking on the door of the top 10. So there we go. He's up to 11th place. Cindric and Stenhouse sliding back just a little bit here at the start of this one, but yeah, that prediction I kind of had been saying to some people in the week leading up to this one about how this is really more of a Chevy and Ford race. Yeah, not looking too great with the fact that there are 4 Toyotas in the top 5, especially when there's significantly less Toyotas in the field than anything else, and certainly significantly less competitive Toyotas than any other car in the field. I mean, there's about 5 to 6 competitive Toyotas. Meanwhile, there's about 10 to 15 relatively competitive Chevys and Fords. So here we go. Kyle Busch looking up the inside on Ty Dillon, trying to make a move here on his teammate's brother there. And he's able to clear it just ahead of trying to run away from Alex Bowman, who's also back there in the pack. So Kyle Busch and Alex Bowman both having to come from deep in the field here. Kyle Busch, that pass was for the 25th position. Allmendinger and J.J. Yaley now both a lap down, so Hopefully no one put in any money on that JJ Haley line, because being a lap down and not in the free pass position on lap 13 is not exactly where you want to be. Because if you're going to be off the lead lap here, in practice, Kyle Busch went for a slip and slide and through the grass. Again, I miss there being a lot of practice. I mean, I feel like practice is one of those things that, one, it gives people things to talk about, and two, I think it's good for the drivers to be able to learn and develop. Although I think you also need to get rid of, and this is kind of the biggest thing I don't understand, is why don't they just make the telemetry to where each team only has access to their own data? I mean, it just seems, I mean, I get that, you know, having it there for us fans is nice, but is it worth the competition loss by allowing all the teams to know exactly what each other driver is doing in real time? Because I feel like that leads to some real issues there. Alright, so yeah, we're just chilling out here though. 76 laps still to go in this stage. Got a long way to go, but it's going pretty good so far. So there we go. Again, we're just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Alright, so yeah, we've got this going. But yeah, we are sitting at 3,033 subscribers. Looking forward to that. Hopefully we'll actually have a proper 3K celebration stream once we get the studio opening stream once we get the new studio set. But yeah. I'm definitely looking forward to that, though. I'm very glad we managed to actually hit 30,000. Or not 30,000. Yeah, if we hit 30,000, that would be insane. But hitting 3K on the subscriber is nice. So there we go. Chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Alright, so there we go. Yeah, no real change at the front of the field, and that's all the side-by-side camera is showing us, is Hamlin is getting closer to Briscoe. Now Hamlin really starting to separate first and second from the rest. Alright, so there we go. Alright, so again, we're just chilling out here. Corey Hine making some moves as well, but Larson is still back in 31st. Come on, Kyle. Come on, Kyle Larson. Let's see some moves. Speaking of some moves, Denny Hamlin has caught the back bumper of his teammate, and he is going to be looking to try and see if he can find a way to move around the outside of Briscoe. Hard part is that anywhere Hamlin tries to go, I'm sure Briscoe is going to do his best to try and be in the way and block. So it's going to be a game of cat and mouse here. So again, as of right now, Denny Hamlin's still in the car, still driving this thing as fast as he can. But we do know he is on standby that he may not finish this race. So there we go. Again, right now, these Toyotas running really fast at the front of the field, making me look silly with the, that's it, with them, Alright, so again, right now we got Denny Hamlin outperforming Chase Briscoe, but Briscoe still has the control of the front of the field here, so It's going to be interesting to see where we have here. Yeah, if we get a red flag or extended yellow for rain, we can definitely look at doing a rain or two. The only hard part is that even the cautions of the stages aren't really all overly long to try and go ahead and do a raid. So, but yeah, if we get a elongated caution, certainly not opposed to going ahead and dropping a raid. All right, so here we go. 24 laps completed here. Currently, about a third of the, closing in on a third of the way through this first stage. Oh, laps are actually clicking off fairly quickly here, but yeah, there's been, Chase Briscoe has just led from the drop of the green flag here. No cautions, no lead changes. Just a nice, clean opening 25 laps as they're working their way through this one. Alright, so there we go. Allmendinger staying that free pass position there. Alright, let's see. Right now we're just working our way through this one. Let's see. Denny Hamlin looking to the top here. He's gotten to the back bumper of Briscoe a couple times now. He's just looking to try and figure out how he's going to get around him. Alright, so there we go. Again, Briscoe doing a really good job to hold off his teammate. I mean, I know Hamlin's not going to throw like the craziest of haymakers to try and get by his teammate. But Hamlin's at least making an effort to try and pass his teammate, and it's not working so far. It's although the two of them have nearly separated nearly 2 seconds from William Byron in third. So, and I say Chase Briscoe though having a really good start to this race. I'll say a lot of guys moving up and down the field, but now that we've gotten kind of single file out, it has started to shift to being more of a kind of track position race here. Alright, so there we go. And we're just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. They got Trevor Bayne on the pit road. Then we got alright, so we got Mike McDowell though, sticking inside the top 7. There we go. Gotta love seeing Michael McDowell jumping up here into the top 10 and actually being able to stick there since the restart. It's like 30 laps in and nobody, he hasn't had to bail out or lose the spot there. Yep. How's it going, Corvette? And the leaders are about to catch the back end of the field, so we are about to get some heavier lap traffic here for Briscoe. Curious if he'll be able to hold off his teammate as they go through the. Alright, so here we go again. Right now we're working our way through this one. Kyle Larson talking with his team, trying to figure out what their game plan is here. Yeah, we are currently 30 laps into what is a 90 lap opening stage. Alright, so there we go. I could hear the cars in Oxford Plains earlier. Yep. Oh yeah, I'm sure Oxford and Wisconsin are both running pretty quickly there. What did your... Oh, let me see if she responded. Okay, there is rain in the area, but if it does hit like there normally is, there's a slight delay and then back to... okay, so she's not actually at the track. She's at her house near Nashville. She was at the track earlier, I guess, doing pre-race coverage, but didn't actually have the pit access this time. But she lives, like 5 minutes down the road from the track, and it did just start raining at her house, so there is rain in the area. But as it usually is in the South, there's a good chance that it's going to be like a 15-20 minute storm and then just completely disappear. I mean, I used to live in Florida. We saw that kind of rain. You had usually it was about a 2:30, 3 o'clock thunderstorm each and every day. You have that pop up for about 15 to 20 minutes, and then you're right back to bright sunshine and oppressive heat. So that would be my best guess as to what we're going to end up seeing, and that's if we see any weather at all, which is certainly not a guarantee because sometimes storms can just turn away from the track. Get that vortex theory going. Assuming that we're talking about the same R word and that we're not talking about a certain other R word that you could get sent to sensitivity training for. Because I assumed I knew which R word you were referring to, but... And I say, there definitely are a couple of them now that I think about it. Yeah, for R words that you could have been referring to, so... But yeah, so far though, we are making some good progress here. Yeah, if there is, and I will go ahead and say the word here, so don't kill me if I jinx it here, because I do have a tendency to do that. If it does rain and it ends the race for the night, if we get to halfway, which would be lap 150, that would be race over. But anytime after 150, if they feel like they cannot get the race back going, post lap 150, if they feel like they would have to cancel it for the night. Now, if they don't, now they can keep waiting, and especially at a track like Nashville where they do have lights, they can wait till late in the night for for circumstances to change. But yeah, I would not say if it rains and they lose the track in post lap 150, I would expect them to just call it. Prior to 150, they can either attempt all night to try and get it back going, or if they end up having to throw in the towel due to the rain, then we would come back tomorrow to finish the race. And I would be live for that resumption of the race. So if you have to go to work, can't be in front of a TV, feel free to tune in here and listen to the play-by-play. But here we go. Entering lap traffic, here comes Kyle Larson for a pit stop here right at lap 40, kind of splitting the stage in half here. The first of the green flag pit stops. Again, Briscoe and Hamlin working their way through some lap traffic here. So starting to get some action going. But yeah, so those are some of the things to keep an eye on, though, and things to remember when it comes to rain coming in. And here comes race leader Chase Briscoe comes to pit road. So Chase Briscoe coming down to pit road. And there's, Kyle Larson with a big block there on Denny Hamlin. Trying to make sure he doesn't lose that extra lap. And there we go, those fresh tires. And there goes Denny Hamlin. He's just going to bow out, go straight to pit road, and trying to lap Larson again. Which, hey, fair enough. You probably weren't going to be able to lap Larson again. So here we go. SVG, Gregson, Hamlin, Byron, all coming to pit road here. So, again, a lot of people coming to pit road. Hamlin and Byron will both get their pit stops done. All right, I'll get to that in just a minute while we have cars on pit road, though. William Byron, Austin Dillon jumps down to pit road. So Hamlin with a 9.5 second pit stop. He is going to come out ahead of Byron, but not ahead of Byron by nearly as much as you would have probably thought. So here we go as they get ready to go and try and get back up to speed. It looks like Hamlin is he's gonna be close, but I think he's gonna. Oh, actually no, because of the 9 car, Briscoe is gonna be within Hamlin's sights. Hamlin not able to get out in front. All right, coolest trophy now or in the past in my mind? Might do a full video kind of breaking down trophies, but honestly, one of the cooler trophies in my mind, I know it probably looked mostly like a cup, but I honestly like the championship trophy back in, I think it was 2017, 2018, when the championship trophy incorporated an outline of every racetrack on the NASCAR circuit. I felt like that was a really cool concept for a trophy. Now, maybe could have been tweaked to look a little bit more visually stunning. Now, if you're talking about like the post-race kind of things like the guitar trophy, I thought that was thought that was something that Jones was about to drag out the pits. Because Jones, Logano, Chastain coming down pit road, a couple others. But yeah, so like the guitar trophy, obviously the grandfather clock in Martinsville is a classic. I can't not mention my home track, New Hampshire Motor Speedway, and the Lobster. That has got to be another one on that list of coolest trophies. And obviously, I'm a younger fan. I'm in kind of that demographic that NASCAR is trying to reach. And clearly it's worked with me. But here we go. Elliott, McDowell, Keselowski, Preece, and Barry all coming down pit road. Elliott with a 9.2. That is lightning quick. But yeah, maybe I'll do some more research into that and actually put together like either a top 5, top 10 video, or maybe I just do a tier list where I rank all the trophies. If you guys like to see a video like that, feel free to let me know. And there we go. McDowell with a 10.1. Yikes. Not a good pit stop there. Barry with a 10.9. Yikes. Preece with a 9.6. Bell on pit road. Gilliland, Zane Smith both coming down pit road. 9.6 for Bell. So again, we're going to have to wait and see where everything kind of shakes out at the end of all this. But here we go. Reddick coming down pit road. Blaney, Cindric, Gibbs, Haley, Heim, host of our Ty Dillon, Bowman, Herp still on the track. So, but yeah, as I say, that's a really good one there for coolest trophy. And yeah, certainly one I will give some more thought to there. Okay, 2 tire. Wait a minute. Whoa. Wait a minute. 2 tires for Zane Smith. And a penalty, a drive-through penalty for Bubba Wallace. A drive-through penalty for Bubba Wallace. Yikes. You hate to see the pass-through penalty. I'm assuming it was probably speeding on pit road, but we don't really know. I didn't happen to see what the caption said, but yeah. So again, Blaney, Cindric, Gibbs, Haley, Heim, hosts of our Ty Dillon, Bowman, Custer, Nemechek, Suarez are the drivers who have yet to pit. And Suarez is about to get passed by Briscoe, regardless of the fact that he hasn't pit yet. So, as I say, Briscoe is absolutely on a tear here. And here comes Cole Custer. Cole Custer hits pit road. That leaves 10 drivers. The top 10 drivers there have yet to come to pit road. So, and we've had a green flag, a 50-lap green flag run to open this night up. So there we go. The opening night, a very solid opening night here. And yeah, we're going ahead and getting this one going. So again, yeah, the top 10 still have not pitted since the start of the race. Everybody from 11th on down will have already pit. So Briscoe, Hamlin, Byron, Reddick, and Bell. That's your top 5 when things start to cycle around. So again, it's definitely an interesting race going on here. But yeah, so far though, I definitely think that the actually another one I'll throw into the hat. I'll throw my hat into the ring on for coolest trophy. Another good one. Not sure if we're counting it or not, but actually I've got a couple of them. But we'll throw the Indianapolis trophies in there, and I'll include both the Brickyard 400's brick of a trophy, and I'll throw in the Borg Warner because that one with all the faces on it, yeah, is definitely an iconic trophy. Obviously not a NASCAR one, but didn't specify NASCAR trophy, so that's a pretty cool trophy too. So there we go. But yeah, so 37 laps to go. Here comes not sure which Toyota that was coming into the pits, but we got I say Bowman, Ty Gibbs both on pit road along with Corey Heim. So we do have a lot of these guys kind of making their finally making their trip to the pit road, proving that they can go 50, 60 laps on these on their tank of fuel. So you can easily go to the end of the stage if you pit right now. So there we go. Yeah, I mentioned the Martinsville grandfather clock is another one. That the guitar here at Nashville are all pretty cool too. So again, as I said, this is probably a video I'll have to do more kind of research into some of the older ones because I'm sure I think Auto Club used to do a surfboard trophy, which was also pretty cool, especially for Southern California being known for the surfers hitting the waves. So, but yeah, we'll keep an eye out on the channel for that kind of video. Again, once I get into the proper studio, midweek videos should be a lot more prevalent. But yeah, so there we go. Right now, Blaney and Cindric, why are those two choosing to stay out here? So far, the top 5 drivers have still yet to come to pit road. Blaney, Cindric, Haley, Ty Dillon, John Hunter Nemechek all have yet to come to pit road. Briscoe in 6th, then you got Suarez who has yet to come to pit road, then you got Hamlin, Byron, Reddick, the rest of the top 4. I mean, I guess I know why some of these other ones like Suarez haven't come to pit road, because I know if they do, they're losing a lap or 2 instantly. But Blaney and Cindric, they have the cushion that they'll probably still come out in and around the top 15 when they come out of the pits. But the longer they wait, I guess technically they'll have fresh tires for that final 30-lap sprint to the checkers, but the longer this goes, the more ground they're losing on these old tires. So it really is kind of that double-edged sword. Alright, so there we go. Yeah, we're just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Alright, so there we go. Currently 12 cars are on the lead lap is all we got. 11 cars is all we got on the lead lap. And the 12 car Blaney is losing ground again. The longer and longer you stay out, the more you lose ground here. I don't know if you're going to gain back in your 30 laps on fresh tires the amount that you're giving up on these old ones. Alright, so there we go. Yeah, we're just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time, though. Alright, but yeah, so here we go. Alright, so yeah, we're just chilling out here, though. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. 29 laps to go on the stage. Blaney, Cindric still staying out. Haley too. I'm not really sure what the plan is here for these guys who are staying out. I mean, again, I kind of get it, and at the same time, I really don't know if I would do the same thing. I mean, I probably would have come to pit road earlier trying to follow or trying to predict the 19, because I think the sooner you get on pit road, the better. So there we go. All right, there we go. Oh, and showing the Texas replay. And then a Kansas wreck replay. And then last week in Charlotte when the 23 got knocked out of commission. Going through all the lowlights of the 23 season. But yeah, I will definitely write that one, the best trophies, down as a potential video idea for the for either the off season or even just a week when I don't really have an idea for a video and I need to pre-record if I'm going to be busy later in the week. Alright, so there we go. But yeah, again, I'm absolutely happy if you guys have video ideas of things you'd like to hear me talk about for kind of midweek videos. Would love to get back in the rhythm of doing those. Obviously, I'll try and get at least one or two news related videos done a week. And we're actually losing lead lap cars. I mean, granted, I think that was just Suarez and Nemechek finally losing a lap, but I mean, at this point, I feel like Suarez, Nemechek, once you lose a lap to the guys who are also still on the racetrack since the start of the race, I feel like that's the point where it's like, okay, yeah, you just need to bite the bullet, come down pit road at that point. Because you've already lost a lap to the people on the same strategy as you, so it's not like you're going to just magically be able to get all that back when the pit cycle finishes cycling around again. So again, right now, Cindric, unless you can go the final 23 laps here, I don't know what Cindric and Blaney's thought process is, because you are going to need to use those tires. Unless you think you can go so long that you can pit, and then not have to pit at the stage break. But again, I don't know if you can go that far on a set of tires. I mean, granted, so far it hasn't proven to be all that ineffective, but yeah, we're working our way through this one. Alright, so there we go. Alright, so we got Reddick up and jumping up there. And here we go. Blaney coming down pit road. So Ryan, Blaney, Cindric both choosing to finally bite the bullet and coming down pit road. Alright, so there we go. Alright, we're chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time, though. We also got AJ Allmendinger back on pit road here. Obviously, he had his early pit stop that he had to, his stop and go that cost him a lap earlier. So we'll have to wait and see where this one cycles him out now that he's actually done his proper pit stop. And a 14.6 second pit stop, too. Why can the Kaulig team not give him a decent actual car? Oh, wait, we just got a rain update. Give me a second, we have ourselves a rain update. Okay, rain looks like it's close to the track, but doesn't look like much. Okay, that's a very good update. Glad to hear it. Go. Alright, so 18 laps to go here. Rain is close, but doesn't look like much, so at best, at worst, it'll probably be a short delay. Which is a very good thing. Although, I will say, I think we've gotten extremely lucky with how far into the NASCAR season we've gotten, and there hasn't been too many significant rain delays. So here we go. Side by side, we got the 17 and the 1 dueling it out for position. Not sure which position that is. Briscoe has cycled back to the race lead, though. Hamlin, Byron. I think pretty much everybody has now cycled through their pit stops. Except for Daniel Suarez in 9th. Suarez in 9th is the first driver who has not come to pit road. Ironically, right ahead of this battle is Buescher and Chastain are fighting it out for the 10th position. So again, Suarez actually making a very big gamble here to see if he can stretch it to the checkers of the stage. That will be insanity if he can go 100 or 90 laps on a single tank of fuel. But I do not believe that he will be able to pull that off. I think that kind of fuel save would be insane to try and make, so. But yeah, so again, right now we're just kind of looking down through the field. Everybody's kind of settling into the same spots that they were roughly before there. And hey, SVG up into the top, is nearing the top 20. I mean, hey, if we're going to clown him when he's down, we got to give him praise when he's up. So, good job, Shane Van Gisbergen. He's in 22nd position right now. And definitely seems to be improving on with the oval skills. So, massive credit to him. Hopefully he'll keep this up and become a true potential candidate for a championship one of these days. Because obviously he'll probably be in the playoffs repeatedly if he's as good as advertised on these road courses. To the point where he might win multiple road courses a year. But when you get to the playoffs, you're going to need to be good on ovals. And if you're 35th on ovals, you ain't making it through that first round, and you're going to look like a waste of a playoff spot. And people will be quick to judge you for that. And I can't exactly say I blame them. And are you kidding me? Kyle Larson's about to go a lap down. Larson is about to go a lap down, and here comes William Byron sneaking his way through. Larson is William Byron about to jump up there and try and help his buddy here with a good push. Again, all he needs to do is stay on the lead lap for 12 more laps. 12 little more laps. Now 11 and a half as they're going down the back straightaway, but I genuinely don't know if that's going to be possible with how aggressive and how packed up this field is going to get behind Larson. Alright, so there we go. 11 laps to go here. And say, Larson hanging on for dear life to every inch of that racetrack that he can get. Let's see. What spot is Larson in, and who would he potentially be knocking off the lead lap if they do lap him? Alright, so there we go. Again, we got Briscoe, Byron, Hamlin, Reddick, and Bell. So Kyle Larson is in 27th place, and right now Riley Herbst would be the driver who would be free pass eligible if and would lose that free pass eligibility if Larson were to go a lap down. And A.J. Allmendinger is actually not far up the road before before going 2 laps down. Now maybe he can take the wave around at the end of the stage to get back on the lead lap, but yeah, I don't know how that would work out. So I guess we'll have to wait and see. But it is certainly not going to be an easy one for him. Nine laps to go here. Briscoe putting a big block on his teammate, Denny Hamlin, for the lead. It's almost like Briscoe doesn't want to lap Larson, which seems kind of weird. I mean, I get it. You'd be hurting a Toyota by lapping a Chevy to giving the free pass to a Chevy, but I say Hamlin, I don't think Hamlin's going to care, and he's just going to go up, take this lead away, and he'll go ahead and lap Larson because I think he hates Larson. I think he dislikes Larson more than he likes Toyota. Not to mention, I don't think drivers should be thinking about who's going to be benefiting or not benefiting from it, but especially when there's 3 Toyotas in the front, it's basically a guarantee that you're going to at least consider. Alright, so here we go. Again, 7 laps to go. We're working our way down towards the end of this first stage here. And again, Denny Hamlin all over the back bumper of that number 5 car. He's going to be looking high, looking low, seeing if he can find any way to get around Kyle Larson. And so far, I think that answer is a big fat no. Mike McDowell, again, the fact that McDowell stayed the entire stage right in 7th place is actually really, really impressive. Now, something concerning is how did Blaney manage to end up 8th after staying out for all that time? Like, I guess maybe his tires really did just work that well, but. Alright, so here we go. Let's see. 5 laps to go. 5 more times around. Now, let's see. Right now, we got Larson leading the field of cars. We got Hamlin, the first driver for position. Here we go. Again, 4 laps to go. Working our way through this one. Hamlin currently with the fastest lap award. Byron battling it out with Chase Briscoe for the 3rd position, but alright, so here we go. Again, 3 laps to go. 3 more times around here, and we've got ourselves a pretty good battle for 3rd going on. Byron versus Briscoe. Then we got the battle at the front where Hamlin's trying to decide whether he laps Larson or not. Alright, so there we go. Again, 2 laps to go. Pit road is officially closed for the stage. Hey, Farmhouse Motors, how's it going? Briscoe hanging on. Yep. Well, right now, Briscoe's hanging on to 3rd. We've got 2 laps to go. He should be able to make it to the end of this stage. The question is, will he be able to rebound after the stage ends? So here we go. Final lap. 1 lap to go. Let's go. 1 lap to go in stage number 1, and we will have gone the entire first stage completely caution-free. Alright, here we go, off the final corner. And it looks like Larson is going to hang on to the lead lap over Hamlin. Reddick, Briscoe, Byron, Bell, the top 5. Elliott, Blaney, McDowell, Logano, and Chastain are going to be your top 10 finishers here in stage number 1. Busher will get stage number 2. Enjoy another night race. Yep, well, I'll be enjoying it more in a second because I got to go swap out a chocolate milk for an energy drink. So give me a minute, but yeah, I got to go just swap this out and taking care of my stuff because I know my parents will get on me if I don't. So, but yeah, caution flag is out. Yeah, we are currently under caution flag for the end of the stage. Well, got away with one there. Larson's quick spy on the tail end of the lead lap. But then right back there, he was right back there trying to hold off Denny. Alright, there we go. Got our energy drink and we are ready to go. We picked up some of those and we are getting ready to go racing. So, stage 1 was definitely interesting though. Going the entire stage without a caution flag. Larson trying to hang on to the tail end of the lead lap. Hamlin ultimately allowing him to hang on for the tail end of the lead lap. I mean, that is insane. So there we go. Alright, so again, we're chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. If you guys are, of course, hit the like button and subscribe if you guys are new. We have been doing these streams for a couple years now, and no signs of stopping anytime soon. Can't put, and just as I usually end up saying at least once throughout these streams, I obviously can't show the actual race broadcast for copyright reasons. Yeah. But yeah, here we go. Coming back from commercial break. Pit road is open, and yeah, the best way to think of this is essentially radio style broadcast. So I'll try and describe everything best I can for you. So here we go. Denny Hamlin, 9.8 seconds on the pit stop here. Question is, can any of the drivers do it faster? 9.7 for Reddick, only marginally. Byron, 9.9. Very consistent. 9.4 for Briscoe. 2 tires for Blaney. 2 tires for Cindric, the guys who just pit late in that stage. And there's where their strategy comes in. They ran late into that stage, took 4 tires, and then this time they're going to take 2. So there we go. That's the strategy that was the strategy for the Blaney and Cindric of them. I was curious as to what the strategy was going to end up being there, but he ends up doing that, and there we go. Alright, so again, we're just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time, though. Again, we are chilling out here, currently at a commercial break. as we're going to go ahead and get ready for this one. Alright, so there we go. Again, we're just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Okay, that's a very ironic pop-up. Yeah. Ryan Dyer is on TikTok. You have one mutual friend. I would certainly hope I have more than one mutual friend with Ryan Dyer. No, as a no hate on this Ryan Dyer guy, but I sincerely hope that me and him probably have more than one mutual friend. Wait, if he has one mutual friend with me, that means I am my only friend? Yep. That's unfortunate. Fun times. Fun times indeed. As we are going to be going ahead and getting ready for this one again, we've got... It's a 95 lap stage. We've already run about 5 laps here under the caution flag, so it'll be right about the same distance as the first stage, essentially. Hopefully, though, without the early pit stop for... oh, yeah, that was one thing I wanted to check. Did Allmendinger end up taking the wave around to get back on the lead lap? I sincerely hope he was able to do... Yes, Allmendinger did end up taking the wave around to get back on the lead lap, along with a bunch of others. So, right now, all you have for laps down are Gilliland 1 lap down, Bubba Wallace 1 lap down, Cody Ware 1 lap down, Yaley is 2, and then Fincham is 6 laps down. So those are your current drivers who are who have lost a lap for one reason or another. So there we go. And they've got Carl Edwards and Corey LaJoie out in the fan base, out in the crowd there, partying it up. Man, I would love to get Carl Edwards' autograph one of these days at the track. So there you go. Yeah, if you want to send it, if you want to send it or tweet it at me or whatever, again, I likely won't be able to do a raid unless we get an extended caution or red flag period, but if you want to send it to me, I'll check it out after the stream as well. So. Yeah, so there we go. Yeah, so they're down there partying in the infield as they're getting ready to go racing. Yeah, we're getting ready to go back to the green. So, yeah, they're doing a quick stage 1 recap. Lights are off on the pace car. We're ready to go back racing. Let's go. Lights are off on the pace car. That's our favorite, some of the favorite words in racing. Lights off on the pace car. We're ready to go back racing. There we go. Boom, boom, boom. Alright, here we go. Green, green, green. Green flag's out, and Blaney and Cindric on the front row. Gonna take off here, but I think those 2 tires are gonna end up falling pretty quickly to the four Toyotas right behind them here. Again, Hamlin, Bell, Reddick, Briscoe sliding a little bit further back though than you'd really want to be comfortable with if you're Reddick here, or if you're Briscoe, I mean. Because, yeah, you really don't want to fall too far, otherwise you'll have to struggle getting back to the front. But, yeah, this will be a good test to see if 2 tires at the end of the race could potentially win you the race, or even potentially win you the second stage if you get a caution that falls right. if they can make 2 tires work for an extended period of time, I say it could be a really big strategy move here down the stretch. So here we go. But yeah, there goes Tyler Reddick around the outside of his teammate Christopher Bell. And again, right now, Hamlin's moved up to second. Cindric has fallen to third. Yeah, Reddick and Bell dueling it back and forth. And you've got teammates Elliott and Byron dueling it out. Briscoe slid all the way to 9th here. Mike McDowell slid out of the top 10 entirely. That is unfortunate. Come on, man. Why can none of my guys have a great night here? Come on. Is that Kyle Busch is still in the mid 20s probably. Michael McDowell has now slid out of the top 10, and Stenhouse is now 17th. And Allmendinger had his pit issues early, so yeah, there we go. Kyle Busch, 25th, exactly where he's been most of the race, so. Alright, so again, we're just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Alright, so there we go. Again, Blaney still holding that lead here. We've got the 200 Motorsports drivers. We got the 24 and the 9 dueling it out here for the position. Alright, let's check Twitter and see if there's anything going on here. Alright, so there we go. We're just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Oh, the 44's already gone to the garage. Yikes. Did not realize the 44 would be going to the garage there. Alright, so there we go. And oh, we got a caution. Yellow, yellow, yellow. And is that Ricky Stenhouse being the cause of it? Oh, here we go. When the drivers went off, do they get Cracker Barrel when they get Cracker Barrel's half off? I have no idea. Hamlin, his wife is on baby watch tonight, so at any minute she could potentially be going into labor and having their son. And Denny Hamlin has said, rightly so, he does not want to miss that. But yeah, that is massive damage for the 47 to the rear end of the car. Hopefully they can get that thing repaired, but man, you hate to see that. And it wasn't even his fault. He gets run over from behind. Who's that yellow car? Was that just Hocevar just running him out the way? Like, I gotta see another angle of that. Can we get one more angle of that, please? And thank you, Amazon. But there we go. And that means CeeLo will have to step in his place. Ryan Truex has been named the official replacement driver. So yeah, here we go. Okay. Actually, no, Stenhouse is throwing a little bit of a dumb block. Stenhouse probably shouldn't have thrown that dumb block there, but yeah, luckily the rear end actually looks fairly well intact, but yeah, that's going to take some time to repair. Might be Stenhouse's first DNF of the year, which Granted, the fact that this would be his first DNF of the year this late into it, I think most people would say that's a very commendable stat, but somehow he hasn't had a DF anymore. He should have just stepped away this week. Problem is that if he doesn't at least start the race, he doesn't earn the points towards the regular season championship and the playoff points that would come along with it. So that's the reason why he at least wanted to start the race. And especially because of the fact that since his wife is not already in labor, and at least from what I've heard from people who have more experience with this than me, going into labor, you get essentially, you have a fairly large window of time between going into labor and the actual birth happening. So, especially with the short flight time from here to Charlotte and from Nashville to the Charlotte area. Yeah, he's got a playoff spot, but again, those points towards the playoff points at the end of the regular season, because regular season championship earns you 15 playoff points, and there's other playoff points available if you finish second, third, fourth in the regular season standings. So, and those playoff points can be crucial for advancing through the round of 12, round of 8, and into the round of 4 for the championship 4. So. Alright, so there we go. Will Ricky talk to Carson afterwards? Again, after watching the replay a second time, I actually think that Stenhouse probably just shouldn't have thrown that dumb block to begin with. I mean, yeah, maybe Carson, especially with the fact that we're still fairly early on into this race, Carson could have probably cut him a little bit of a break, but the sad thing is that he's in first place. Yeah, well, and again, that's the thing. He's racking up some points by running well. So. Because where is Hamlin in terms of regular season points? So yeah, Hamlin currently is 2 points out of the top 5 in regular season points. Do you think that if he had to leave, they'd do a red flag? No, they would not do a red flag for one driver. Say he would just get out on a caution flag. They would do a driver change. The IMSA sports car guys do it all the time. They do driver changes under yellow and even green flag conditions sometimes. So under one of the yellow flags, when they have ample time, they'll make the driver change and put in Ryan Truex. So, but yeah, so I mean, Denny Hamlin though, he's only 35 points away from Christopher Bell in third place. So, I mean, yeah, he could very easily jump quite a few spots if he gains some spots. And if he were to have missed this race, he could easily have lost 2-3 spots as well. So, yeah, missing the race entirely. I mean, that's the same reason why you see guys like, if you go back a couple of years, Tony Stewart at the Talladega, at the spring Talladega race. He made a deal with his doctor that he would climb out under the first caution flag in the afternoon, which, assuming that the doctor would let him run the, I think that was 2016 Talladega spring race. So he ran until the first caution flag, and then Ty Dillon got in the car to continue it, because the driver of record is the driver who starts the race, is the driver who gets the points, the trophy at the end of the thing if you win it. Which also means that if Ryan Truex were to get in that car and win the race, he would not receive any points, he would not receive any prize money, he would not receive the trophy, which is a little unfortunate, but at least that's the thing right now. But yeah, so playoffs as they run right now, Michael McDowell would be in, Stenhouse would be 10 points out after that crash. Bush 18 points out and Allmendinger 23 points out. Again, some of my favorite drivers all fighting right around that cut line. And I don't hate Busher either. I mean, really, I just don't. There really is not a winning scenario for me on the point cut line because it's like I just need all my guys to win. That's just what I need. But yeah. But yeah, we're just chilling out here. Hopefully, everybody's having a good time. So yeah, and say Jeff Gluck just put out a tweet saying that Carson didn't cut him a break, which again I don't think Carson Osvar in that situation was required to cut him a break, but absolutely could have. Here we go, green flags out. We are back to racing. Hamlin out in front of the field. Cindric, Blaney, Logano. So all three Penske cars have gotten together in the second, third, and fourth positions. And yeah, some of Denny Hamlin's Toyota recruits have kind of fallen a little further back, although they've picked up another as Eric Jones has entered the top 10. Now the Toyota ranks inside the top 10. You've got Denny Hamlin in first, Bell, Jones, Reddick, Briscoe. No, is that another yellow that I'm seeing? And yep, there it is. Crash. Caution flag flies. Kyle Larson's in it. Are you kidding me? Kyle Larson's in it. Yeah, Noah Gragson, Bowman. This one was just Kyle Larson being wrong place, wrong time. And of course, it's the one chance I actually had to pick Kyle Larson. Actually, wait a minute. Larson made it through. Wait, are you kidding me? Larson made it through that with only minimal wall contact? 1 second. Oh, boy. I mean, that was insane crash avoidance there. And yet, there's Ricky Stenhouse Jr. climbing out the car, likely his first DNF of the season, and it comes this late into it. There we go. You hear the super late models? Yep. So there we go. Yep. Ricky Stenhouse Jr.'s first DNF of the entire season, and it comes here on the first day of June. I mean, that's pretty impressive in general for Stenhouse to have not had a single DNF up to this point. Alright, yeah, there we go. But yeah, Bowman got significant damage in that along with Noah Gragson. So that's unfortunate, but Larson scrapes by the skin of his teeth. Hopefully that will result in that one. Let's see if they've got Nightbot on. What is this for? I pop in and say that I hear them and knowing how loud they actually are. Yeah, well, I say they are super. That is the whole. It's right there in the name. They're super late models. But yeah, if they got Nightbot on what is 4, I'm not sure exactly what you're talking about there, Kenneth. Maybe how's my fantasy team doing? We haven't actually checked fantasy in a minute, so let's go ahead and take a look. I think Larson's on there, so I'm not doing great, but oh man, Bowman going for that slide. He is, and the fact that Larson manages to get out of that situation with minimal damage is insanity. And yeah, I mean, it looks like Gregson was coming down, but then Bowman gets loose on the bottom and just cleans it up. Is it to keep bots out of the channel? Is what to keep bots out of the channel? Because I haven't actually done any bot. The only bot management I've done is removing them when they've popped in today. Now, sometimes when the bots are repeatedly popping in, I'll throw on subscriber only chat, but I haven't had to do that tonight. And I don't like doing subscriber only chat because I don't feel like people should have to subscribe before they can talk in the chat. I feel like being a part of the community is way more than forcing people to subscribe to be able to talk. So, but yeah, that's usually my go-to measure for trying to keep the bots out, is just requiring that people click the subscribe button before they can type in the chat. Okay, he's asking what Nightbot does. I have no idea what Nightbot is. So, okay, Nightbot is for the people in chat. Okay, yeah, I'd never heard of Nightbot, so But yeah, I mean, for the most part, though, it's fairly manageable to just kick them out myself. So yeah, I'm currently in 7th place in the fantasy league. For the night as we currently run, I have the big one that's really hurting me right now is Chris Buescher hasn't had quite the night I was hoping for. Say. And in the league overall, I am currently in 6th place. There you go. Okay, yeah, Taterhead answers the question, yeah, because... Yeah, again, I didn't know what you were referring to because I've never used anything called Nightbot or anything before, so... Here we go. Green flags out, we were back to racing. Yeah, I haven't experimented with any kind of chat bots or anything because for the most part, I haven't really needed them. I've been able to ban the bot comments, and oh, Christopher Bell goes around! Bell around on the restart, and into the wall goes Christopher Bell, and there goes another one. But yeah, I mean, yeah, there hasn't been any. So the biggest thing I've seen people use Nightbot for is like you can do exclamation point video to get the person's latest video or whatever. But yeah, I just have never really ended up finding myself needing any of the chat bots. But yeah, there we go. Maybe eventually I'll end up needing them when when there ends up being 35,000 people hanging out in chat here. But at the moment there are 14. And if I can't manage 14 people, then I don't really have a business being in this streaming thing. So, yep. Alright, so there we go. Again, Christopher Bell up into that outside wall. Hopefully that isn't a night-ending crash, but yeah, he ends up impacting the wall very similarly to both Stenhouse and Bowman, and both of them have gone to the garage. So there we go. Alright, so there we go. Again, we're just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Alright, so there we go. Again, we're just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Alright, so there we go. Alright, so we're just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Alright, here we go. Coming back from commercial break, we are ready to go back racing, hopefully, and yeah, we'll be getting ready for this one. So there we go. Doubled up, ready to go racing. Alright, so here we go. Green flag's out. We are back to racing. Denny Hamlin back to the lead of the race. Cindric, Blaney, Logano all over the back bumpers, and now we got 3 Toyotas remaining inside that top 10 bunch. We got Briscoe, Jones, and Reddick all over these guys trying to help trying to figure out a way to help their Toyota teammate here. Alright, so here we go. Yeah, we are just going green here. Let's see. So, yeah, I'm not seeing any. Let's see. Yeah, Denny has other kids. I think I'm pretty sure I've seen him with other kids. So I don't know how many kids he has, but yeah, I'm almost certain he is already a father. But I have not. I just went and checked Twitter. I have not seen anything saying that Denny Hamlin's getting ready to get out of the car. In fact, everything I've seen hints at the fact that Ryan Triggs is nowhere near still in plain street clothes. So which would indicate that they're very confident that they won't have to pull Hamlin out at this point. There we go. Yeah, third child. Okay, yeah. I was gonna say. I'm pretty sure I've seen him with his daughters. So yeah, there we go. Denny Hamlin will leave mid-race. Why? Because he's a veteran. There we go. But yeah, I was pretty sure I'd seen that he had that this was his. I thought I heard seen the third kid, but I wanted to make sure before I went and posted it. And oh no, Tyler Reddick! These Toyotas are dropping like flies. Tyler Reddick looks like a flat tire, and Tyler Reddick is coming to the pit road. But yeah, no. The only reason why Denny Hamlin would leave mid-race would be to be there for the birth of his son there. But again, it seems like nothing is imminent, so he should be good to run this race out. But again, they do still have Ryan Truex in the vicinity here. Yeah, Matt Kenseth has the most with a total of 5 kids. Yeah, well, that's not overly surprising. I mean, 5 kids is a lot to keep up with, especially for busy race car drivers. At least we don't have a Phillip Rivers type who has, 11, 12 kids at this point, I think. And here we go. Let's see. What do we got? Caution flies! And another Toyota dropping like a fly! This time it's Corey Heim! If I'm correct, Denny Hamlin is the oldest driver still in the... I think he's the oldest full-time driver, if I'm not mistaken. And I think it's by a little ways, too. But yeah, Toyota's absolutely dropping like flies here, though. So yeah, there we go. But yeah, this has been just a really crazy one. There we go. Let's see. I had Tyler Reddick in my fantasy lineup. Just moved Alex Bowman to my garage. Yep. I mean, again, I don't know how bad the tires are going to affect. Especially, did Reddick manage to? Did Reddick manage to stay on the lead lap? Because I do have Reddick in my fantasy lineup. Reddick went 1 lap down, but he should be the first he passed. He only has 10, and I thought he had an 11th on the way or something. Kevin Harvick was your favorite in the 4, but he's retired now. Yep. Trust me, I've been there. I was a massive Carl Edwards fan, and then he went and retired on me. So Yeah, been there, done that. But yeah, so Reddick should be the free pass and get one of his get himself back on the lead lap here. And assuming nothing major was damaged during that, he should be able to just run back up through the field. But let's say it has definitely been a rough night to be a Toyota. Good thing is I did not put very many Toyotas in my lineup. Yeah, so as of right now, my fantasy roster is, we dropped down to 8th. So we actually managed to avoid a massive drop with Tyler Reddick, with the Tyler Reddick incident. And he's still earning me more points because of his stage finish than Kyle Larson did. So I fought you, then said you were massive. Huh? I fought you, then say you are a massive Continental fan. I have no idea what that's meant to be. And I say if there isn't a typo in there, I have no idea what you're trying to say. And if autocorrect corrected something, then it makes sense why I have no idea what you're saying there. All right, yeah, there we go. Talking about coming back next year, Carl Edwards, Casey Kane, Matt Kenseth. I don't think so. I mean, Carl Edwards, I think he's got this thing going with Amazon where he's on the pre and post race show. Maybe Edwards for a one-off. Obviously, Casey Kane did hit a one-off this year in the Xfinity Series. I think I wouldn't be shocked to see Casey Kane do another one of those one-offs. And then Matt Kenseth, I would be shocked if we see Matt Kenseth behind the wheel of a car again. Certainly behind the wheel of a NASCAR car specifically. Now, maybe on a part-time basis he makes 1 or 2 starts. But yeah, I'd be shocked if any of those 3 come back on more than a 1 or 2 race deal. So there we go. The 6 team is down there checking out Keselowski's front splitter. Alright, so there we go. Again, we're just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. But, we are under caution flag for yet another wreck as Corey Heim has suffered his first real wreck of, I think it's legitimately might be his first wreck of his Cup Series thing. And he just, Corey Heim just slides up the track right in front of Keselowski and just nothing Keselowski could do about that. Alright, so there we go. They're showing also some other highlights of like the Stenhouse wreck. There we go. Nap never happened because instead we were rearranging stuff in the trying to get stuff ready for the new for the new studio. Dinner was fine. Had some nachos. But yeah. Last weekend at Rockingham, North Carolina, Matt Kenseth was practicing in the 00 car. Okay. Not bad. I wouldn't be stunned if he comes back, I guess, for a one-off race at a special track like Rockingham. But I wouldn't be expecting a ton out of him. I would see him in very much the same role as we've kind of talked about with Jimmy Johnson the last couple of years. Like, I really wouldn't expect much difference there. I would expect it to be very much a similar role to that. Come on. Yeah, there we go. Alright, doubled up, ready to go back racing. Let's go. But yeah, no, I didn't know that Kenseth was running practice laps. So, if he's practicing a car, there's a chance he could come back for an Xfinity one. But here we go. Green flag's out. We are back to racing. But I also hadn't heard anything about Kenseth running practice laps at Rockingham, so. So we did everything on the track. Beautiful place. All right. Hey, I would love to get to go to a race at Rockingham one of these days. All right, so here we go. Again, green flags out. Hamlin to the lead. Blaney to second. Logano and Byron fighting it out for third. Looks like Byron is going to win that battle for third as Logano's throwing a massive block trying to hold back the 43, but the 43 of Eric Jones is there to the inside. Yeah, I know. A few years ago, The Rock was overgrown and getting ready to potentially be junked. Then Dale Jr. and the iRacing crew came over there to make sure they, at the very least, digitally scanned the place before it got junked. And now it's a fully operational racing facility once again, which is, again, a great thing for the and one of the better things to come out of the pandemic of 2020, which 2020 was such a terrible year, but the one good thing is that it gave a fair amount of financial funding to local businesses like Rockingham Speedway, Charlotte, and North Wilkesboro, I believe, all got a substantial amount of the COVID relief money from the state of North Carolina, which, in all fairness, I think that's the way that the COVID relief money should be used, is to help sustain businesses that employ people rather than bailing out individuals who may or may not have been working. But that's all I'm going to say about government handouts, because I think the government honestly should probably keep hands out of a lot of different things, but that's neither here nor there, and let's go racing. So again, we're currently at lap 50. We've crossed the halfway point in the stage. We are 10 laps away from crossing the halfway space in the race. All right, nice. Redoing Richmond Raceway. Yeah, I'm not shocked considering how wore out the track is there. I don't know about NASCAR if they're coming back there or not. NASCAR is going to be back at Richmond in like a month. As I say, NASCAR is going to be back at Richmond in like a month and a half. So. Alright, there we go. We're just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. But yeah, so literally there's a race at Richmond. But yeah, there's a race at Richmond literally my birthday weekend for me, so. Alright, there we go. Yeah, we're just chilling out though. Again, 5 laps away from halfway through this race, and let's get ready to roll. Unless you're talking about a different Richmond Raceway in Virginia, but yeah, again, the Richmond Raceway I'm thinking of, literally NASCAR has a race there later this year. Now I know that place is desperately in need of a repave. I hadn't heard that they were actually doing a repave. Let me see. So yeah. Yeah, so Richmond Raceway, Saturday, August 16th. The Cup race is on my birthday, so there we go. Let's see. Bro, you know what? Rockingham Speedway years back, it was because it was a very Christian country, and they said people no one ever goes to church, and the noise was too loud. Okay, I don't know but last I heard, the reason why Rockingham got moved off the schedule is because SMI, who was investing a ton of money into the series, wanted to get New Hampshire a second date on the schedule. That's what I had always heard the story was. I mean, I know I've heard, when it came to bringing racing back to Rockingham, that was the complaint, was that people were complaining about the noise, and it's like, well, you guys moved to the area with a racetrack next to it, but yeah, I'd never heard anything like that. The way I'd always heard it was that it was all down to the fact that the company SMI, Speedway Motorsports Incorporated, wanted their track New Hampshire to get an extra date, and that ultimately was where at the expense of Rockingham. At least that's the story I'd always heard, and it always made sense to me. So if that is more to the story, it's interesting to learn about. But yeah. Regardless, I'm happy it's back. Alright, so here we go. It's 36 laps to go, and they're going to commercial break as we cross the halfway point in the race. So, rain or shine, this race will be good tonight, and so far it seems like the rain's not going to impact it at all. So yeah, but we do have a 5-round in-season tournament, so that'll be interesting to see how the in-season thing works from June 28th through July 27th. So we get a month of that. Alright, so yeah, we're just chilling out though. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. And yeah, Denny Hamlin, he's been leading the whole time. He's been leading for the last 55 laps, or he's led 55 total laps, but yeah, I mean, Hamlin's been dominating a decent chunk of this race. Him and Blaney are the two most laps led on the day. Oh, no, actually, Briscoe led 51 laps there, so, but yeah, Hamlin has officially led the most laps so far today. But yeah, these Toyotas need to try and avoid this cartoon anvil. Who's it going to fall on next, I wonder? Oh, Bell's back up into the top 15. There we go. Alright, let's see. What do we got? Oh, Reddick's back up to 23rd, so I'm going to put Reddick back in my lineup. If any of you guys play the NASCAR fantasy game, you do have about 30 laps left to check your lineups. 30 laps left to check your lineups. Alright, so there we go. Again, we're just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. If you guys are, of course, hit the like button and subscribe if you guys are new. Yeah, we've been doing these types of streams for a little while now, and yeah, hopefully you guys are enjoying them. Alright, so there we go. 30 laps to go in stage number 2 of the Cracker Barrel 400 here. My lineup, messed up. Yeah. There's a few people in the in our fantasy league that went a little heavy on the Roush Fenway Racing, and both of their drivers are outside the top 25 currently. So there we go. Oh, yeah, so again, we're just chilling out though here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Oh no, I'm fine. Yeah, just checking my lineups, making sure we get everything. I get all, because I'm in a couple of different leagues for different friend groups and whatnot. So just trying to make sure I get my lineup set in all of those. Yeah, that one's still good because I had Keselowski in my line up there, which again that was a bad choice, but at least he's in my garage in that one. All right, there we go. Tyler Reddick owned 43% of the time. Yep, about 43% of people having Reddick in their lineup. Granted, again, Reddick looked like a pretty good pick before the spin there. And Michael McDowell back up inside the top 10. Let's go. Double top 10 for Spire right now. Looks pretty good for him. But there we go. Next season, you should do a fantasy league with CeeLo. Well, again, I'm already in so many. I'm probably going to have to cut down on the number of fantasy leagues I'm in next year just to try and be able to actually focus on one or two. But I say, if CeeLo wants to join on in on the fantasy league we do here each and every year, and say invite's completely open to the public, so. And no changing that roster. That one, Larson's still the worst of them, even though Larson's having a really impressive recovery drive here. Alright, there we go. McDowell's on your fantasy team. Alright, well, hey, good job. McDowell's up inside the top 10 here, so he's probably doing you pretty well here. Then this is my last one to check. And, yep. Oh, come on. I hate pop-up ads. There we go. Nope, that's not the driver I wanted to swap. There we go. Alright, so I've done all my fantasy. I've fixed all my fantasy leagues as best I can. A couple of them I was a little heavy on the bracket last season. I thought that maybe his experience plus a top 10 starting spot would be the thing he would need. But here we go. Hamlin, Blaney, Byron still up in the top 5 here. I'm in 5. I've got 5 different friend groups I'm in with each with their own that all insisted on doing their own fantasy league. So yeah, I got 5 that I'm doing right now, which is a lot of different rosters to keep in your mind as to, okay, I've got 5 uses left of this guy in this one, and 3 in this one, and 3 in this one. So But yeah, I've got 5 that I focus on right now, which again, as I said, is too many. Speaking of too many, let's go ahead and praise the fact that there's too many ads and skip around of them. So skipping around of ads there for you guys. Hopefully that actually does something. Here we go again. The Denny Hamlin out in front of the field, fastest lap of the day still for him. And yeah, unfortunately, the last lap time on the is not the important graphic that we need. But yeah, there's about a second and a half between Hocevar in 9th and McDowell in 10th, so McDowell probably not moving forward before the end of this one. But yeah, so there is a link though in the description if you guys want to join my fantasy league for the remainder of the season. Yeah, and then that way you don't have to worry about remembering to join next season. And if you guys are already in your own fantasy leagues, I get it. Or if you guys just don't want to play NASCAR fantasy, sure, I totally understand it as well. So, but yeah, we're just chilling out here. Hopefully, everybody's having a good time. We got 19 laps to go here in stage number 2. Working our way through this one. Definitely feels weird seeing how many people we had for Xfinity and trucks the last 2 nights, and now the Cup race is a lot less busy in the chat, but we still got a fair amount of people though hanging out. Hopefully everybody's having a good time still. And here we go. William Byron looking to the bottom, looking for the lead. And William Byron did lead that lap at the line. So there we go. William Byron, yeah, scrapes by, takes his first lap lead of the day. And yeah, William Byron could very much steal this one away. I'm hoping that Larson can make a bit of a comeback here, but yeah, here we go. Coming to 17 to go. And certainly will be an interesting one as we get down to the end of this one. Hamlin leads at the line once again. Here we go. Byron to the inside. Byron shoving Hamlin up the track towards the fence. Hamlin scrapes the wall. And Byron able to take this lead back away from Denny Hamlin here. To the bottom looks Blaney. Blaney versus Byron here. Looking for this one. And here we go. It's going to be at the line. It's Blaney, Byron, Hamlin, the top 3. So again, Hamlin got run wide by Byron. And now Blaney is taking the lead. Byron to second. Ty Gibbs is up in the top 10. There we go. There's a shout out to a driver I don't think we've mentioned much at all today. But yeah, Ty Gibbs has joined the top 10. There we go. Zane Smith, this was the location of his best career finish of second when he got the second place at this race 1 year ago. Was only 1 spot away from potentially being one of the biggest playoff upsets we've ever seen. Alright, so there we go again. We're just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. We got Ty Gibbs versus Carson Hocevar here. Oh wow, SVG is only 3 points behind behind Keselowski for the final in-season tournament spot. That's actually pretty cool. Yeah, so SVG needs to gain 3 spots on Brad Keselowski to try and get into this in-season tournament, which he will have a real good shot at, considering the in-season tournament does include 2 road course races. So, 2 road course races and a super speedway. I mean, there's plenty of opportunities for an inexperienced driver or an experienced road racer to contend on the board. Problem is that he hasn't run well enough on the ovals this year to qualify, at least not as of right now. Next Sunday at Michigan. We have a Sunday afternoon race next week, so there we go. Yeah, we're just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. They're still working on that Bowman car. Like, they want to try and get Bowman back out there, which... that'll be interesting to see if Bowman does get back out there. I'll be really excited to see what he is trying to do. Because, I mean, there's not really anything for Bowman really to do the rest of the night. I mean, yeah, he can maybe salvage a point or 2 from some of these other wrecks that have happened, but that's about all he'll be able to do. So there we go. Last time I went to Cracker Barrel, I didn't have any dipping sauce or anything for your salad. Alright. Last time I went to Cracker Barrel, I definitely did not get a salad, so. Because most of the time when I'm going to Cracker Barrel, it's usually a lunch/brunch type thing, and I usually grab one of the breakfast items. So there we go, the credit ones to watch. Again, I'm loving the presentation of the Amazon races. I mean, say what you will about the fact that it is a streaming service. They're clearly putting in way more effort than the regular TV channels have been doing. So, yeah, well, that's what happens when you go to a place that isn't necessarily focused on chicken strips. Again, I think the best way to enjoy Cracker Barrel is to treat it like a breakfast/brunch place. Here we go. To be honest, NASCAR isn't NASCAR anymore. Well, I guess it depends on how you look at it, but yeah, I mean, sports everywhere have to kind of adapt and evolve as the game does. I mean, think about the NFL and how the NFL was, say, 20 years ago. I mean, back then, outside of Michael Vick, you really didn't have the idea of a rushing quarterback, and now pretty much 90% of the quarterbacks in the NFL are being evaluated based on, okay, and what are your rushing stats looking like? Not the only stat that matters, but mobility and ability to run the ball if needed is a big factor for quarterbacks in the NFL. So a lot of things do have to change with the times, and unfortunately, there are some things that I'm sure people will miss out on. Will feel like they're missing out on when they have been so used to things. But all in all, I'm looking forward to I'm enjoying the NASCAR series the last couple of years. So they're basically the cars are basically F1 cars. Not really. Because F1 cars, they're allowed to develop. I mean, the F1 cars are so drastically different from each other. I mean, literally the difference between a Red Bull and like a Mercedes or a McLaren car. Like, the difference in car is significant. In NASCAR, I'd say, with all the spec parts and how similar they've tried to make each and every car perform almost the exact same, makes it really hard for drivers to really have dominating days. In F1, dominating days are the norm. Usually one or two teams will figure out the format, and then they'll dominate for most of the year while everybody else tries to catch up. So I will say I do feel like they have a few too many road courses. I think the magic number is about 3. I think you can reasonably spread 3 road courses out throughout the season. You can probably get away with 4, but the fact that we have 5 regular season road courses and a playoff road course definitely is a bit too many. Again, there are some things about some recent changes for NASCAR that I'm not a big fan of, but all in all, I think most of the changes have been positive, and the ones that I'm not a big fan of, I'm going to either live with or find a subtle appreciation for. So here we go. Final lap. Here comes Ryan Blaney is going to win the stage here. So Ryan Blaney wins stage number 2. Byron gets second place. Third will be Hamlin. Fourth, Logano. Fifth is going to be Jones. Sixth, Cindric takes it over Hocevar. Zane Smith, Barry, and Bell grabbing 1 point, and Mike McDowell evaporates at the end of the stage. No. Where did Michael McDowell finish on the stage? Ryan Preece got 11, so he's the first driver to miss out on points. Where did, what happened to McDowell? Michael McDowell fell back to 17th. What on earth happened? I mean, I guess, yeah, Briscoe was coming back through the field, so that's one spot I can understand him losing. But he was 9th or 10th. And then he just started losing spots all over the place. I mean, Kyle Busch is up into the top 15. I'll take that. SVG to 13th. Not doing too bad. But yeah, there we go. But yeah, caution flag is out for the end of the stage, and we will be getting ready for stage number 3 here. Alright, so there we go. We're just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Yeah, there we go. We're just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody is having a good time, though. Looking forward to this one as we are getting down to the end of this race. Again, only coming down to almost 100 laps to go. 2/3 of this race is already in the books. Alright, here we go. Coming back from commercial break. Cars on pit road. Logano hits his pit box. There goes Hamlin. 9.7 pit stop there for Joey Logano and crew. Denny Hamlin is going to hit a slow pit stop for Hamlin. 11.4 for Hamlin. Here we go. Byron and Blaney getting their service done. Blaney is going to have a... No, Logano has the fastest pit stop of the 4. And with that, Logano takes the lead. Jones gains 2 spots on pit road. Hamlin and Blaney both lose a spot. And that is going to be a disaster there. Alright, well, we're just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. And they're at a side-by-side commercial here under the caution flag. I am curious to see how many laps in we'll go ahead and get the... when we'll end up getting the no more caution flags here. Alright, so there we go. Yeah, we're just chilling out, though. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. So Todd Gilliland. Wait a minute. Hold up. Todd Gilliland stayed out and is now the race leader. What? Why is Todd Gilliland staying out? And is he thinking of something? Or is he deciding to... Or did he just really want that one lap led on the day? Alright, so there we go. Again, we're just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. 110 laps to go here. Again, I'm so excited to get the new studio up and running. It will be a reaction. It will be a different reaction having to not look over to the side every single time, and I can actually kind of be looking at you guys while I'm calling the race, so should be good. And then we'll also be able to get back to having multiple people up in the booth. Say my dad, possibly. Well, say Robert's not really available, so. What do you guys think? Arca stream for Michigan? I'm certainly not opposed. Ooh, uh-oh. Almost a service in the car outside the pit box penalty there for the gas man on the Logano team, but manages to get the pump out before the thing crosses the line. Great job there for the 22. So there we go. But yeah, I'm loving this the Prime coverage. I mean, say what you will about it being a streaming service, they're doing pretty much everything right by the fans to giving a great quality product. I mean, I've seen a couple of moments where it was a little blurry, but the resolution picked right back up after a few seconds, and then again, the presentation, the products that the NASCAR Productions people are putting on is great. And okay, so the 34 car did come to Parrard, so I guess he really did just want to lead that lap. So here we go. again, we got the 22 and the 12 out in front of the field. Jones and Hamlin, row 2. Row 3 will be hosts of our Byron. Row 4 is where we find Cindric and Austin Cindric and Kyle Busch. Now, hopefully Kyle Busch can maybe make something happen here. If he can win Nashville, this would be amazing. I'm not expecting a win. I just want a top 5, top 10 type day here for Kyle Busch. Start building some momentum. And speaking of building momentum, defending, as I say, last week's race winner, Ross Chastain, looking to the inside here, trying to make some moves here early on. Drivers going to the inside and outside. Penalty for Josh Berry. His curve was over the wall too soon. He did have to go to the rear of the field for the restart. So that'll help some of these other teams. Another penalty from that one. Too many men over the wall for the 6th team. Yeah, so they will have to restart tail of the field. But, yeah, so there we go. Again, we are chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Yeah, here we go. Eric Jones battling out. Oh, caution flag flies! The 60 car of Ryan Preece, the lone RFK car that was actually having a decent run, and the 60 car of Ryan Preece finds the wall. Oh, what do we got here? Oh, increasing chatter from a NASCAR reporter online talking about rain 20 miles out. 20 miles out till the rain. So we might be racing to the weather. Last year's race here went into 5 overtimes. This one might not even see the checkered flag at scheduled distance. So we'll have to wait and see. But that is big. We do have, as I say, if there is rain on the way, that will certainly impact the strategy coming down to the end here. All right, so there we go. Alright, so there we go. They are going to go ahead and go to yet another side-by-side commercial here as we get ready to go for the restart. I'm going to go run and use the bathroom real quick, and I'll be right back, guys. I wasn't sure how many times I need to say it before you guys get the hint that I'm talking to you more than I was. I started giving it a reminder with 30 to go because a lot of drivers were out there. Reddick wrecked out, or no, he's back in the mix. Yeah. I gave no warning. Yeah, the 9 stage point. for the podcast race fans. I had Larson. Of course, this is the 1 week I get it early enough to grab Larson. I had it in there because I felt like he always seems to bounce back after a rough weekend. But a really good weekend. Really, really rough weekend last weekend. We were at one day. Yeah, he'll bounce back. All right, here we go. We are back and ready for this one. All right, welcome on in. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. We are back and ready for this one. So should be going green flag without. Yep, here we go. Pace cars off. We'll be going green flag at lap 199, just shy of 2/3 of the way through this race. So here we go. Green, green, green. Green flag is out. Joey Logano will away with the lead. And, oh, wow, big block to the inside. Reddick versus, I think that's Custer, battling it out 4 wide for a moment there as they were working their way through this one. And, man, there's a lot of cars going every which way here. Oh, Reddick with another amazing save. Yikes. Reddick with an incredible save there. Oh, my gosh. Ooh, man. And, of course, it had to be right in front of Mike McDowell, too. So, there we go. Ryan Blaney does clear Joey Logano, actually, for the lead here after Logano initially got a good jump on him. Blaney manages to rocket around Logano and take the lead. Eric Jones now passing Joey Logano for the second position. Where'd this speed come from, Eric? Eric Jones is showing some speed we haven't seen from him in a while. So here we go. Eric Jones going to jump to second at the line. There we go. Eric Jones jumps to second at the line. Third is second and third is Logano battling it out for that second spot. Looks like he is going to, and Eric Jones putting a little bit of a block there on him. Not able to get a ton of a block there, but man, these guys are racing hard, so. Again, Logano up the inside. He's trying to make Jones pay for this one. And, yeah, I don't know if it's the fact that these cars are actually racing better these last 2 weeks or if it's the fact of how Prime is presenting it. But it is really feeling a lot more intense. So, again, great job, Amazon Prime, for and the NASCAR Productions team who's actually producing this race. So. There we go. Again, Ryan Blaney out in front of the field. He's starting to pull a little bit of a gap even over his teammate and Joey Logano. Logano has gotten to second. Jones has decided to settle for third here. Byron and Denny Hamlin still dueling it out for the fourth position here. And Kyle Busch dueling it out with Bubba Wallace for the 8th position there. There we go. Alright, so we got door-to-door here. Hocevar looking up the inside on Chastain here. The two of them battling it out for 6th and 7th here. Alright, so there we go. Again, Hocevar manages to get past Chastain, and the 77 starting to look like he might have a real car to contend for the win here. He's now closing in on William Byron for that 5th position. Here we go. 45 everything but the pace car. Yeah, not exactly untrue. But he's still up inside the top 12. Hey, if he can get to first, he might have a shot at hitting the pace car. Hit the pace car the same way Kyle Busch did that one time that he was upset at the NASCAR officials. So. Oh, yeah, we got ourselves a pretty good selection of drivers here racing tonight. Again, J.J. Yaley's back on the lead lap. Nice. Nice to see Yaley's finally found his way back to the lead lap. Maybe the Fanatics Super Yaley line can still hit. 77 and 1 being that close together is dangerous. Yeah. Only if you're anywhere near them. Only if you're within about, what is the track's length? About a 1.3 mile radius of them. But yeah, Kyle Busch has fallen back to the 9th position. Kyle Larson into the top 10. Let's go, Kyle Larson. And after being involved in that near miss that he had with the Bowman crash earlier, now he's got himself up into the potentially the catbird seat here to try and make his way through this. He's got just under 100 laps to pass, just over 8 cars. So there we go. And here comes William Byron trying to get back around Jones for the 4th to try and take 4th away here. Meanwhile, the 77 host of ours closing in a hurry to try and catch that 24 of William Byron for 5th. So yeah, right now though, we've got ourselves a very interesting lineup though. I mean, this top 10, Blaney, Logano, Hamlin, Jones, Byron, Hocevar, Chastain, Bubba Wallace, Larson, and Kyle Busch is definitely interesting. So here we go. Since Ricky is now waiting for payback, when do you think he will retaliate? I hope that he'll, assuming that he doesn't overreact while in the car, he's already out of the car, so I'm hoping he'll get a chance to watch the replay, maybe realize that, well, Hocevar could have maybe cut him a little bit more of a slack. I think he should realize that there is at least some fault of his own, with that one, so, and that he certainly shouldn't be looking to wreck the 77. Now, maybe later on down the line, he won't give the 77 slack when the 77 goes to make a late block, because we all know Hocevar makes his fair share of late blocks, but yep. Yeah, that's just going to be one of those things that we'll have to wait and see. There we go. We go to a side-by-side commercial. We got Logano and Hamlin dueling it out for the 2nd position here. Alright, so there we go. 87 laps to go again. Everybody's just kind of got to chill out here for a minute. Here comes Eric Jones trying to pass Joey Logano. Alright, well, we got more action on the track. Alright, there we go. Let's see. Cracker Barrel flag tonight. Okay, no idea. I mean, Cracker Barrel's not throwing a mandatory caution, if that's what you're asking. Alright, so there we go. Again, we're just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. If you guys are, of course, hit the like button and subscribe if you guys are new. We've been doing these kinds of streams now for a little while now. And here we go. Eric Jones looking to try and take this one away from Joey Logano. Alright, so there we go. Again, Blaney's still holding on to that lead, but man, Hocevar has looked fast. The question is, can he? And now Byron's turned up the speed, and he's trying to close in on the back bumper of Eric Jones, who's closed in on the back bumper of Logano. It's going to be a very condensed run here to the checkered flag. Again, everybody kind of condensing down because of the 77 that they're all running away from. Again, Chastain in 7th, 8th, Bubba Wallace, 9th and 10th of the two Kyles. So, I mean, no real changes there. Michael McDowell back in 16th. Yikes. Come on, man. Why can't Michael McDowell have a good finish here? I mean, if I can't get a good Stenhouse finish, give me a good McDowell finish. Alright, so there we go. Alright, so again, we're just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. We got a battle for 11th here. There we go. Reddick versus Bell. As a Tyler Reddick and Christopher Bell dueling it out for 11th place here, trying to take this one away from each other as they're going at it. Again, the two Toyotas, both of them have had trouble tonight. Reddick had a issue, and then obviously we know Christopher Bell went and had that spin out earlier. So yeah, it's definitely not been a perfect night for either of them, but they've both persevered. Both gotten their way back out here, and they're both up into the top. They're both closing in on those top 10. So, yeah, and Kyle Busch is going to have to run away here to try and get by him. Larson currently in 9th. He's starting to pick up the pace, trying to get away from these guys. So, yeah, it's only a matter of time before Bell and Reddick are right back there into the top 10. Yeah, it'll likely only be a singular pit stop required here in stage 3, so it's just a matter of when do you make your one stop. I think you try and make it, well, one, you got to make it as late as humanly possible just to make sure you can make it the rest of the distance. I mean, hey, you can make it 70 laps on fuel, so you can pit probably around 50, 60 laps in the stage and be just fine. Cole Custer up into the top 14. There we go. Oh man, here we go. And we're just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. So yeah, Kyle Busch up into the top 10. I'm looking forward to seeing how he does. Hamlin still holds on to that fastest lap award, which if he can hold on to that, that'll be an extra point in his bucket for towards the regular season championship. Alright, so yeah, we're just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Bubba Wallace up and still inside the top 10. There we go. What's something that you find yummy that others would think is nasty? I'd have to try and think about that one. Because I'm not one of those psychopaths that thinks pineapple on pizza is a good idea, so I mean, maybe that's one of those where you think the other way around, but yeah, I'm not a pineapple on pizza person. Yeah. The worst race I've ever been a part of for Austin Dillon. Yikes. But yeah. Trying to think about what's a combination that I enjoy that people think I'm weird for. Yeah, I'm not really sure. I mean, I guess people think I'm weird for the quantity of the chocolate milk that I drink, but people don't necessarily think it. I think most people who find chocolate milk good, they just don't bring a full gallon of it when they go to the racetrack. And yes, I do bring a full gallon of chocolate milk most of the time to the racetrack with me. But yeah, so I can't think of any off the top of my head. I'm sure I'll probably think of like 20 of them right after I get off the stream. But and I guess the biggest thing is I really don't know which of the things that I eat that people find is gross. Because I don't tend to ask people what their opinion is on food. Because if I like it, I don't really care if other people don't. So 70 laps to get. 70 more times around here. Let's see. What do we got? 70 laps to go. Just looking around, seeing what we got going on. Kyle Busch still holds on to that 10th spot. 69 to go now. Again, the laps are actually winding down fairly quickly. This does not feel like it's been as insane. I don't know if it's got a better night's sleep or not. Okay, I've heard of ranch on pizza, but ranch on mac and cheese? Okay. I mean, that's pushing the boundaries there. I mean, hey, I guess if you enjoy it, I won't shame you for enjoying it. I definitely won't agree with you on the taste there, but yeah. Again, I've heard of ranch on pizza. I had never heard of anyone say ranch on mac and cheese before. I would imagine it's a similar taste, so the people that enjoyed ranch on pizza probably wouldn't mind ranch on mac and cheese, but yeah, I never really understood the ranch on pizza kids either at school, or why ranch was even offered as a dipping sauce for pizza. Why does pizza even need a dipping sauce? Answer, it doesn't. It has sauce already on it. I've done ranch on mac and cheese. I've done ketchup on mac and cheese. Ketchup on mac and cheese I've heard of. I've even seen people do it. I prefer mac and cheese to be more regular, but I've seen people do that, and I can understand where the ketchup and mac and cheese comes from. Ranch? I'm not sure I understand the idea of ranch on mac and cheese. Yeah, barbecue on mac and cheese, again, that's another one I've heard of that before, and I can actually understand where that comes from. That actually sounds like it could be pretty good, especially if done right. Like if it's homemade mac and cheese specifically, and you mix like the barbecue sauce in with your cheese sauce, that actually sounds like it could be pretty good. But yeah, again, ranch is a weird flavor to begin with, and it certainly is not a flavor I would necessarily combine with pasta. So again, right now Hamlin 2 seconds off the lead in second place. There we go. Hamlin does still hold the distinction for the fastest lap of the event, and it actually seems to be like he has it for by quite a bit, considering the other drivers around him, like Ryan Blaney up in first, is 0.4 of a second slower on his best lap compared to Hamlin's best. Joey Logano is nearly a full second slower on his best lap compared to Hamlin's best. And most of the rest of the field is basically in that same boat. So. Yeah, right there again. Right now, Blaney's got a lot of time here. 4.5 miles per gallon for Ryan Blaney. And again, we're just kind of waiting here to see what the fuel window is going to end up looking like. Again, if I'm someone who's been struggling, I'm maybe considering an early pit stop, try and force the rest of the drivers to try and follow my lead. Although I could totally understand the flip side where you try and run as long as possible to maybe catch a caution and trap people laps down. But there we go. Commercial free through the checkered flag, and we are still 60 laps to go. We get caution free coverage to the checkered flag. Let's go. Whoop, whoop. Gotta love seeing that commercial free through to the checkered flag with 60 laps to go. Alright, there we go. Man, I'm excited about the fact that we get the thing, the run to the checkers commercial free. What something your mama versus or family made for you as a kid that you wish you could make today? I mean, I'm sure there's a fair amount of list of them. I mean, basically anything baked goods, my mom was amazing at, and still is amazing at. But yeah, I've never really taken to baking. Yeah, much of anything. So yeah. Logano getting a little bit better fuel mileage, and here comes Eric Jones to pit road. Eric Jones makes the hard turn onto pit road. He's going to try and pressure everybody early on to decide whether or not they want to chase him on the onto pit road or not. So, as I also know that I look a lot older than I am. I'm only I'm only 23 years old, and I actually still live with my parents. So, but yeah, so. Oh no, a slow stop for Jones. No. Slow pit stop for Jones. Alright, so here we go. Chastain, McDowell, Hocevar, all coming to pit road again. A lot of people trying to kind of jump on this early bandwagon. Joey Logano pits from third place. So there we go. Joey Logano hits pit road. He'll come and get his service. Kyle Larson coming down getting his pit stop too. So there we go. Alright, so yeah, but yeah, again, there's a long list of things I wish I could do that could cook that my mom didn't, that my mom could. So yeah, here we go. Kyle Larson gets his pit stop, and he is done and out of there. Again, a lot of slower stops this time around. Is nobody going to have a sub 10-second pit stop here? So far, I've legitimately not seen any sub 10-second pit stops on this wave. Maybe Hocevar, because I didn't see what Hocevar's final pit stop time was. There we go. Oh, a 10.1 for Bubba. No, I thought Bubba was out of there in under 10. No. All right, well, Bubba Wallace. 10.1. Still no, I haven't seen any pit stops that ended in under 10 seconds, so. Seems like a big opportunity here. Here comes Riley Herbst down pit road, and following him is Ryan Blaney. Ryan Blaney following down pit road. And here we go. Yeah, Chase Elliott also on pit road here, and we'll see Chris Buescher as well hitting pit road. An 11-second stop for Elliott. Okay. So what, are they having to pack the cars more full of fuel? Because they shouldn't be anywhere near empty. So I don't know why these pit stops are about a second slower on average than they were earlier in the night. Blaney's is over a 10 as well. Yep, there we go. I remember when pit stops were in a 15-second range. Yeah, that was before the single lug nut tire. Yeah. Back when they still had to hit all 5 lug nuts. Allmendinger with a 10.1. There we go. A 10.1 for Nemechek. Are they literally allergic to going sub 10 seconds? All right, there we go. Briscoe with a 9.4. There we go. That's the kind of pit stops we were looking for. Yeah, Kyle Busch, Christopher Bell, both in their pit stalls. Tyler Reddick also on pit road. 9.9 for Kyle Busch. Let's go. A 9 flat for Bell. Are you kidding me? A 9-second flat pit stop for Bell. Zane Smith goes 2 tires on his pit stop. Here comes Byron down pit road along with Custer, Gill, and Suarez. So we've got a bunch of guys making options to come down pit road. The question is where are they going to stack out when all is said and done here at the end of this one? Hamlin stays on the racetrack. Van Gisbergen, Dillon, actually both Austins out there inside the top 5 as it currently stands. And 10.8 there for Custer. So there we go. Blaney in 10th is now the first driver. So Hocevar has jumped up to second. There we go. Hocevar currently second place of the drivers who have already come to pit road. Logano third. Fourth will be fourth will be Jones, followed by Wallace. So you've actually got a pretty good balance here of drivers. But yeah, again, right now we're just kind of waiting to see who's going to end up blinking first here. Because everybody's going to pretty much have to pit one more time. But I'm going to say, the top 9 drivers have all not chosen to pit. The rest of the drivers should be good to the checkers. So yeah, there we go. There we go. Denny Hamlin has his visor up because the air hose going to his car is not working apparently. Uh-oh, that's not good. so 46 laps to go. Again, we're churning out laps here pretty quickly. And now it's all just a waiting game. When will Hamlin come to pit road? Both Austins, Van Gisbergen, they're working their way through this one. There's still plenty of time. They can try and stretch this fuel, but it eventually will, eventually they will all have to cycle through for a pit stop. Even Barry, who pitted 2 laps later than the rest of them, or Priest, who pitted 6 laps later than Barry. I think they will all have to come to pit road at least once. Alright, so there we go. Again, we're just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. But yeah, we're just chilling out here. Back from commercial, or not back from commercial break, but back from that. And we got another round of pit stops. Cindric, Van Gisbergen, Ty Gibbs coming down pit road. Austin Dillon and Brad Keselowski to lead. And if I remember that stretch of races where it was like Brad Keselowski and Austin Dillon 1-2 throughout most of the race. I think that was like 2018 Richmond or something, where it was Brad Keselowski dominating and Austin Dillon was right there with him. SVG with a 10.1 second pit stop. There we go. His team coming through for him. Cindric with a slow stop, but hopefully he'll be able to rejoin in a reasonable spot. Hamlin also jumped to pit road there a minute ago. And again, right now it's Blaney, Hocevar, Hamlin, the top 3. So Hocevar has jumped all the way to second place in terms of the running order. Again, right now the front 3 have yet to pit. But Hocevar will be in the second position when this all shakes out, and it looks like it's going to be a massive lead for Ryan Blaney. So looks like there's a good chance we might see a Ryan Blaney walk-off win here. Man, we're just chilling out though here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Alright, so there we go. Alright, so again, Austin Dillon, Brad Keselowski, Josh Berry. These 3 drivers hoping for a caution flag to fall their way. If this caution flag does come, these 3 drivers will have a really good shot to try and drive through the field. But as of right now, 17 drivers on the lead lap, so they would have to pass roughly 15 cars if the caution flag were to come out. But yeah, again, right now, you've got Blaney, who's only 7 seconds back of taking the lead as is. Hocevar is about 4 seconds off of Blaney. That's going to be a long one if we don't get a Alright, so there we go. Again, we're just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. There's the 42 of John Nemechek about to get passed by Ryan Blaney. That'd be him getting put a lap down. Well, technically, no. It would be him getting put an additional lap. It would be him getting put a lap down once once the pit cycle cycles. Alright, so there we go. Again, we're just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. We are draining down the last 35 laps of this race. Again, right now there are 3 drivers who have stayed out to this point. 77 laps on fuel. And yeah, we're just kind of waiting to see how far they go before they ultimately come to pit road. Alright, so again, we're just chilling out though. Alright, so here we go. We're just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. So 33 laps remain. We're working our way through this one. So yep, commercial free through the checkered flag. Again, it should be a good one. Josh Berry heads to pit road. Josh Berry is coming to pit road. That now leaves just Brad Keselowski out there, as Austin Dillon has also cycled to pit road. So it leaves literally just Brad Keselowski, and Brad Keselowski comes to pit road. It is now Ryan Blaney out in front of the field. 31 laps to go. Blaney, Hocevar, Hamlin, the top 3. Then we got Logano, Jones, the rest of the top 5. Bubba Wallace, Byron, Larson, Chastain, and Christopher Bell rounding out your top 10. Kyle Busch falls 2 spots shy of the top 10 as Reddick goes by him. Alright, so there we go. And of course the 71 of Michael McDowell is nowhere to be. Oh, Michael McDowell up in the top 20. There we go. Michael McDowell the 20th. I will take Michael McDowell in 20th. Unfortunately, that is the reality of being a Michael McDowell fan, is having to be very excited for a top 20 finish. But yeah, we are chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. I say all Blaney has to do is hang on to this car for another 15 minutes, and he will probably be the race winner. Again, he currently has a 2.5 second lead over Carson Hocevar in second place. Imagine if Hocevar could get his first win here at Nashville. That would be insane. Would love to see it. Come on, first time winner. Let's see a first time winner here. Let's go, Hocevar. I would go nuts for a Hocevar win. Not quite as nuts as I would have gone for a Michael McDowell win a few early that I was talking about earlier today, but I will gladly accept this one. Alright, so again, we're just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Alright, so here we go. Yeah, we're just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. But yeah, again, Blaney, he's held off Hocevar for this long. He just needs to hold off Hocevar at 2.5 seconds apart, assuming no caution. And ooh, wow, SVG got really loose there behind the 51 of whoever that is, Cody Ware, probably. So yeah, we're working our way through this one though pretty effectively as of right now. Alright, so there we go. Yeah, we're just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. But yeah, I would love to be able to get back to doing Pokemon videos here soon as well, because I've been itching to play some competitive Pokemon in a while, but haven't had the ability to, especially not on video for you guys. Alright, so here we go. Again, Ryan Blaney out in front of the field. He's hanging on to that lead. The most dangerous thing for Hocevar right now is, or the most dangerous thing for Blaney right now would be that yellow flag. He does not want to see a yellow flag fly. And right now he's got two drivers right ahead of him. One of which was already involved in a major caution tonight. The other one, a very inexperienced oval driver in Shane Van Gisbergen. So certainly something to keep an eye on. But right now, so far so good. Kyle Busch in the playoffs by 2 points as they run right now. And then you've got, behind him, you've got Priest out by 2. Hocevar out by 4 as they currently run. I mean, man, the points battle is going to be so close after this week. It's not even going to be funny with how close it's going to be. And again, right now we're sitting here. We still got we still got a green flag for now, but as I say, it feels like we always end up with almost always end up with a caution late here. Which again, the question is, how many overtimes do we go to this year? Because again, this was the site of the 5 overtime fiasco last year, which again, that should have been one of those things where they relook at overtime after that one, but they did not. So there we go. Alright, so 19 laps to go. 19 more times around. Alright, here we go. Anybody but Bubba Wallace? Well, hey, right now, again, Bubba Wallace, he's not sitting inside the top 5, so you're probably safe on that one. But yeah, again, we're just chilling out here. 17 laps to go. 17 more times around, and again, Blaney still have a full 2.5 second lead, and it is growing here. Hocevar, he's hanging on. He's had a really impressive run, but I just don't know how far I don't know how far that 77 car will take him. I mean, this would be Spire Motorsports' second Cup Series win if Hocevar could get it done tonight. Alright, so here we go. Again, look at that points gap, though. I mean, you've got Stenhouse out by 7. Allmendinger out by 7. Stenhouse out by 6. Hocevar out by 4. I mean, that playoff point battle is going to be insane down the stretch. And I just hope we manage to avoid any surprise winners at the road courses. I don't want to... As much as I want to see SVG succeed, I don't necessarily know if I want to see SVG win at the Mexico race. Granted, I would probably say I would set aside my surprise winner if one of my guys could win it, like McDowell. But all right, go number 3. Well, Austin Dillon, he pitted late on that last cycle, currently in 30th place. So not exactly the best spot for him, but. And currently sitting here, 14 laps to go, and Blaney has now grown it to nearly a 3-second lead. It looks like it is going to be a Ryan Blaney sweep to the checkers here. Again, only 14 laps to go. Hocevar would need a caution, I think, at this point. And as of right now, there's no caution in sight, and he's got to get by a lot of lap cars on his route there, not to mention the fact that he's 3 seconds back now. So there we go. Admitting tonight wins the next night race. So yeah, next week at Michigan, Michigan does not have lights, so I know Michigan will not be a night race. Then Mexico, obviously, does not have lights. So Saturday night for Atlanta Motor Speedway to kick off the in-season tournament thingy will be the next one. So June 28th is a night race. And then after that, we go until Richmond in August. So we get one in June and then one at the very end of June. So 28 days away from the next night race. Alright, so here we go. 11 laps to go. Again, Nashville doing the Nashville race has been pretty good here. Blaney, though, is absolutely just driving away with this one at the front of the field. He has successfully gotten it over 3 seconds ahead of Hocevar there. So there we go. Alright, you're 20 miles from Michigan International. Nice. Yep. And as I Michigan, I feel like is an okay track. It's just one of those tracks where we went to it twice a year, and usually those 2 times were fairly close in time frame. Usually it was like one in June, one in August, or one in June and one in July. So I feel like we had too much of it. I think 1 race a year for Michigan is just about perfect. It gets plenty. I think it is still underappreciated, though. Best finishes in 700 start. I completely forgot this is also Denny Hamlin's 700th career start, so. And Denny Hamlin currently on pace to tie Jeff Gordon's 700th start for the finish there, but it's a new track. What are you talking about? Michigan? Michigan's not a new track, unless you're talking about something else. Oh, maybe you're saying, because maybe I accidentally said 700 start here. No, it's his 700th career Cup Series start, and it just happens to be taking place at Nashville. I don't know if that's what you meant or not. Maybe you meant something else by it's a new track. I'm not exactly sure, but. Here we go. 7 laps to go. 7 more times around. Blaney still in commanding fashion here ahead of the field. Kyle Larson up to 8th place. He's running very well here. Hamlin, though, in 3rd. It looks like he might be the one to watch here at the end. Trackhouse running order. Chastain in 10th. Oh, Michigan is new? Michigan's not new. Michigan's been around for years. I mean, maybe they freshly repaved it or something, but they haven't reconfigured it like they did to Atlanta. I didn't say, there's not anything really that I can think of new about the Michigan race. Yeah, no, they've been racing at Michigan for years. I remember, I remember a rain-shortened race at Michigan. I remember a rain-shortened race at Michigan back in 2018. Then you go back even further. I also remember it being a 500-mile race, not all that long ago. I mean, I'd say Michigan does have a fairly decent history as a NASCAR racetrack. So here we go again. Barring a caution, we have Blaney is only a couple laps away from being a Cup Series winner here. And of course, the one time I had to pick Kyle Larson, he's not running away and dominating this race. He hasn't had a bad race, though. I mean, he's had a very quiet, I feel like, top 10 day. He did have that one scary near wreck with the when the 48 crashed out, but all in all, it's actually been a very solid day. All right, so there we go. Again, we're just chilling out here. Hopefully, everybody's having a good time. Three laps to go now, 2 laps to go. So does Watkins Glen gone? No, Watkins Glen, they're still racing Watkins Glen later this year. Watkins Glen is, I think, like the 2 races before the playoffs, 3 races before the playoffs. Watkins Glen will be on August 10th, week before my birthday. So there we go. Again, hosts are going to come up just short tonight as Ryan Blaney takes a white flag. No more threat of a caution. Ryan Blaney out in front of the field. He's going to take this one. Yep, there we go. Ryan Blaney takes the white flag down the back straightaway. Nothing can get in his way. As long as he doesn't have a flat tire here, he should be all good to go. Yeah, heading through this one. And here we go. Rounding this corner. Off the final corner, it's going to be Ryan Blaney coming up just behind SVG. But Blaney wins here at Nashville. Hocevar will be 2nd. 3rd will be Hamlin. 4th, Logano. 5th will be William Byron. 6th, Bubba Wallace. 7th, Eric Jones. 8th is going to be Kyle Larson. 9th, Reddick. And running our top 10 will be Christopher Bell. All right. See you next weekend, Rebecca. Hopefully I'll have a midweek. I'll have at least one video up midweek for you guys. But if you guys did just come for the race reaction, that is going to be the end of the race. I will see you guys next weekend for the Michigan races. I will probably be doing ARCA, almost certainly trucks, and then definitely the NASCAR Cup Series race at Michigan. So we'll be looking forward to those. As per usual, I will go through the full finishing order with you guys. But again, if you guys just came for the race reaction, that will be the end of it. Ryan Blaney is about to go burn it down. And we'll see if anything else exciting happens post-race. But we'll probably be heading out of here in the next little bit. So again, thank you guys for watching, though. And if you guys have enjoyed this stream, feel free to like and subscribe. Again, we'll be back with more racing here, hopefully next week. But again, right now we're just, Ryan Blaney absolutely dominated the end of that race. And it wasn't the Kyle Larson style of domination. So there we go. All right, so here we go. Let's go. I guess I'm going to have to go through it on my phone because the computer is messing up. So again, Ryan Blaney in 1st. Carson Hocevar with a really strong 2nd place run. his second runner-up finish of the year. Great job for him, and he's going to be nearing a playoff spot here soon. Then you got Denny Hamlin, the soon-to-be father of three, needs to get on a plane and start heading back to Nashville, or back from Nashville to Charlotte as soon as humanly possible. Fourth place is Joey Logano. Fifth, William Byron. Bubba Wallace with a strong sixth-place finish. Eric Jones with an unbelievably strong seventh place finish. Great day for Eric Jones. Kyle Larson coming up 8th. 9th will be Tyler Reddick. And rounding out your top 10 will be Christopher Bell. Ross Chastain, the Melon Man. Last week's last to first comes up in spot double one, a.k.a. spot 11. Kyle Busch comes home 12th. I can't complain about a 12th place finish for Kyle Busch at this point. I wanted more. I wanted the top 10. I wanted maybe a top 5, but nope. Zane Smith with a really solid top 15, coming home in the 13th position. Good job for him. Chris Buescher 14th, and Chase Elliott coming home in the 15th position. I feel like Elliott had a really quiet top 15 day. Not bad, but I think with a Hendrick car, you always expect just that little bit more there. Then you got Daniel Suarez 16th. 17th is going to be your pole sitter, Chase Briscoe, coming home there. 17th, Austin Cindric after his late race pit stop where he tried to run it as long as he could. Came up a little short. Cole Custer in 19th, and AJ Allmendinger rounds out your top 20. Again, the points battle after this week is going to be insane as we head down the summer months. So it's going to be insane to watch that one. Mike McDowell, 21st. He's going to be right in that mix as well. Todd Gillen, 22nd. 23rd is going to be Brad Keselowski. I believe Brad Keselowski will lock with that position, will lock in his spot to the in-season tournament that NASCAR will be having. Riley Herbst comes home 24th. Not a bad finish there for Riley Herbst. I got to give him credit where credit is due. Riley Herbst, he needed a good day. It sounds like he's now officially got a contract for next year as well, so hopefully he earns it, because it has not been a great start to this rookie season for him, but we've seen rough rookie seasons before, and they've turned out guys like William Byron, so not saying that Riley Herbst will be the next William Byron, but who knows? Give him some time, and I think he could develop. Just a matter of how much time. SVG comes home 25th. Not bad on the oval for him, but unfortunately I believe it will come up short of getting him into the in-season tournament, which would have been really fun to see him in there, because the plate race at the Superspeedway race at Atlanta, then 2 back-to-back road courses, he had a really good shot to go deep into the in-season tournament. Ty Dillon 26th. 27th is going to be John Hunter Nemechek. 28th, Ryan Preece, and running out your top 30 will be Austin Dillon and Josh Berry. Ty Gibbs coming home 31st. Justin Haley 32nd. 33rd will be Cody Ware. JJ Yaley coming home 34th, driving car number 44. Chad Fincham 35th. 36th will be Alex Bowman. 37th is where we find Corey Heim after his unfortunate mistake led to him tearing up a really good 2311 car. Noah Gragson comes home 38th, and running out the field in 39th place is where we will find Ricky Stenhouse Jr. dead last and first DNF of the season for Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Again, I'm actually pretty proud of him to have made it this far into the season without an on-track issue that caused him to DNF. So good job on Stenhouse for making it this far, but ultimately every streak has to come to an end, and his streak of no DNFs had to come to an end tonight. But hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you guys did enjoy this live stream, feel free to leave a like, subscribe if you guys are new. But as I said, I will probably be back. I'm hoping to have a midweek video up probably Wednesday or Thursday. Then we'll be live on Friday for the ARCA. We'll probably be live on Friday for the ARCA race, almost certainly for the trucks on Saturday, and Cup Series will be at Michigan on Sunday. So should be fun, but hopefully you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next video. live stream, whatever you decide to do with the rest of your day. Have a great night, everybody, and goodbye.